would you like to give us a recap of the events of last time?
Yeah. All right. 4th of summer. The week proceeds quietly, perhaps a bit unsettling. I have a lot on my mind, nonetheless, and talked with Glenn a few times. Being away from Diddy for the time being, I think about what it'd be if we were to go to Nightweather. I mean, only Zadion can go there, and well, I don't want to just leave her. Glenn perhaps understands me similarly, as his children would also be left behind, but he exudes complete confidence that he can find a way for them to come with him. Where this confidence comes from, I really don't know, given the many cycles of Zation before us, but it is to be seen. In the meantime, I do find out from Serta that while he was trying to grow his power base with cultists, Glenn went out to the town guard and informed on their location. I do try and talk him out of it, but of course, anything related to Serta, he just categorically won't listen. Funny enough, with all our efforts, it just seemed we cancel each other out. Anyhow, we proceed with our downtime activities. I keep trying to research how to siphon the power of Shadow Lords into Shadow Crystals, but I make no progress. It's so frustrating. I feel like I should have the ability, but I feel inhibited. Perhaps that's something to do with my memories? Glenn, however, is successful in fully materializing his mansion and turning it into our very own pocket dimension. Eli and Estrella, meanwhile, find themselves followed by a bunch of shady-looking people, and it turns out the Blackwaters indeed know we're in town. This is extremely alarming, as now that we've been found out, things can get dicey. Diddy might even be in danger. Glenn tries to do some counter-espionage, but not much is gained. While going on a selling spree, though, he does attract the attention of the Hearts and sets up a meeting with their matriarch. Yep.
All right. Thank you for that.
Short little
recap.
journal, sorry.
That's fine. All right. So, excuse me. Who's playing Boulder Bottom?
That's usually me.
All right. So
Don't we have everyone?
You're okay. Well, we only have 5. So you have
sorry.
one slot for an NPC. And does that order look good for how you're going to be in case you get into a random encounter?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's about 5 p.m., 14th of summer. You had set up that meeting for tomorrow. And I think we were kind of just going to pass the day unless any of you wanted to do something.
Nope.
Alright. And did we... I think we did have a downtime today, so I think you all already did what you were working on, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna do some rolling. Let me know if anyone is doing anything. I ordered a new dice tower. It's gonna be awesome when it comes. At least so is my hope. Alright, so you're staying at the Splitlanders base. Things are pretty quiet as the evening turns to night, and you all do a rest. So it is now 8 a.m. on the 15th, and I think the next event. Well, did we set up the time yet for the meeting, the Avonhearts?
I believe it was supposed to be in the morning. I don't remember a specific time.
Didn't see a time in my notes. Okay, well, we'll say, sure, we'll say in the morning you are going to go meet with them. So the group is going to head over to the Avonheart Keep. And you would be welcomed, as they are expecting you. just check something out. Okay. So Ishka comes and greets you at the door. The guards inform her that you're here. She says, "Ah, you made it. Come. Tifia is excited to meet you."
Ah,
Says
make way.
apparently she's heard a bit about you all. So you are escorted through some pretty lavish halls. Definitely a fairly impressive manor. Even a little bit more than the Blackwater Manor that you're used to, Glenn, which itself is fairly impressive. But you are brought to a room where, when you open the door, there's kind of a large table, like some chandeliers, a bunch of guards. And at the back of the table is a fairly short-looking woman. You would guess in her mid to late 20s with long white hair. She smiles and gives you a polite bow. It says, Splitlanders, welcome. I
But
have
return the back.
I've heard quite a bit about you, both as the Splitlanders and as your previous selves. She says, I remember when news of the freeing of Issyk hit the capital here, and the tales of what you all had accomplished.
And this is the matriarch of this family, or?
You believe so. That's what was told to you.
She looks
She
really
looks
young.
very young. She does remind you of someone, though you can't put your finger on it. Something's familiar about her almost. So she
Relative to Estrella or all of us?
probably, definitely to Uslog, possibly to Glenn, and maybe Eli. But she would invite you to sit down, and Ishka also sits down, and she says, I heard you had some very rare pieces you wanted to sell. I'm always excited to get my hands on old relics.
Well, yes, thank you for the opportunity in seeing us.
Yes, of course. Well, I've only heard a couple of things, but maybe you can display some of your wares on the table and I'll have a look. So what things are you trying to sell to them, to the Avonhearts?
I'll pull out the Shield of Farsight that we've been carrying around for ages.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I think you, you sold some of the stuff to Ishka already, right?
Right, yeah, the only things we have left are a couple dumb magic items, the Shield of Farsight, and the Journal of General Josker.
That's right. So you pull out your shield. What did you say it was called? Shield of Farsight?
It's the Shield of Farsight, and we have it wrapped in a blanket, and we've resisted trading it or selling it to just anyone because we fear it's dangerous. Chomsky thought it was dangerous because it was linked to mind flayers. But since she's interested in weird things, I thought maybe we could get see if she likes it.
So she, do you explain to her what it is? She looks curiously at it.
I'm not sure if Estrella was really here for it, but I imagine the others would remember what Chomsky said about it.
So she'll look at the shield first. She'll say, why is it all wrapped up like that?
Apparently it's connected to mind flayers, according to our previous artificer. But...
Oh, where did you get such? Or go ahead.
I was saying he was wary of its danger, so we've had it covered ever since to make sure that nothing can peek through.
She says, that sounds very dangerous. Well, I don't know if I'd want something that would let mind flayers see into my keep. So I'm probably not that interested in this.
Okay.
What else do you have?
I'd defer to Glenn since this is all his whole little plan.
Well, mostly, it's yes, he pulls from his pack that he had secured earlier. The diary of the general.
Oh,
And
we've
he
been
would lay
carrying it around not in an extra dimensional space?
No, it's been
Oh,
in the
I guess I
bag.
would have kept it in. Yeah, Usog.
Wait, no, what?
It's been in the bag as far as I know.
Yeah, and he would have. That's true. It is an Usog's bag. That's right. I forgot. So he'd be like, Usog, can you produce the book, please?
Sure. And she would unceremoniously just pull it out.
So she looks at the book a bit amazed, and she says, "How did you procure this?"
Great question.
It is a good
That should've been.
question. The answer is really, do you want to know or do you want to have deniability?
Okay.
She says, "I am a bit curious. This is quite the piece. I didn't think it was something that was even for sale."
Oh, it normally wouldn't be. But then it changed hands to me, and it doesn't really, doesn't have the same meaning to me as it does to the Shatter Kai and the Shadowfell.
Or to a collector such as yourself.
She thinks for a moment and says, "Well, I won't lie. It is intriguing to possibly get hold of this for a collection, but I feel like it could bring trouble over time if it was found out I had something like this. Unless that is you obtained it through some more legal means, perhaps."
Oh no.
She says, "Well,
But I figure, what trouble could it bring? The Shatter Kai exactly don't have any standing here.
she says, well,
As far as you know, you got it completely legal."
since I will admit when my friend here, Ishka, told me you had something of great value, I didn't think she meant something like this. I almost feel like I should have asked her for specifics." She says, "Technically, I didn't exactly bring you here to trade. I mean, we can perhaps, but there's other reasons why I wanted to talk to you, and I wanted to have a show of why you'd be coming here." She says, "As you might know, Glenn, the Blackwaters are searching for you. I don't know if you and your friends had noticed their people kind of wandering the streets."
I had been alerted that some of my companions had been followed.
She says, "What makes me curious is that you came into the city in a bit of a suspicious manner. You didn't really get in contact with the Blackwaters. I don't know much about what you do for them, but I do know the nature of your trade." She says, "I think, well, to be honest, that is the main reason I wanted to bring you here, especially hearing that you are now part of the Splitlanders and working with them." She looks to Uslag and says, "You as well, you and your group have quite the reputation within the Empire." She says, "Isik only is the tip of the iceberg from what we've heard."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
It's good and bad that comes with that.
So I'll just be honest and say the story that must be why you all are working together. It must be quite interesting. So I'd just like to know a little bit more." She says, "I've heard a bit from Symphony, and I know you've been into some dangerous things, as well as issues that could concern the Empire as a whole."
Can I'd just like to kind of insight, like, is she genuinely kind of curious, or does she seem like maybe there's any calculation where she's,
Give me an
perhaps.
insight check.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's up. Yeah.
She seems genuinely curious, though you wouldn't put calculation past why she's brought you
Mhm.
here, or ulterior
Sure.
motives.
Yeah.
Though it's a
Guess
little
she kind of
bit,
admitted that.
it's maybe even a little bit unsettling just how like relaxed and kind of unaffected by everything she is. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like
Maybe
she's
Slug
just
would still
having
also trying to be like place like how she knows
yeah, she does seem
this
to know a
woman.
lot, and she's
Sounds like
kind of just very
sneaky.
calm and like straightforward about it. No real hesitation.
Well,
I guess
tell us
Slug
what.
would
Okay.
go ahead. Slug would say it's I can't quite place. I feel like I don't know if I've met you before, but you just seem familiar.
She looks at you a little strangely. She says, "Why is that? I don't think I've met you before."
Yeah, I don't think I've met you before either, but something about you. I mean, you're not the first young white-haired person I've met, but maybe that's it. I don't know. She just kind of brush it off.
She says, "My lineage is a bit rare. I'm um, an old Norsen. At least my family is one of the older bloodlines. The white hair is fairly rare. It's not something that many people have within the Empire. So I don't know. Maybe you've met other Norsen up in the up west or northwest, wherever you've been traveling."
Yeah, that's probably it.
It's one of the Steel Shadow white-haired, or am I misremembering?
I think Shaith might as well, but I was thinking of Elira and Quince as well, but Quince had
Oh,
her
that's
own
right.
thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
I forgot about Alira. Yeah.
She says, "Well,
Uh,
if you remember where you know me from, I'd be happy to know. But yeah, I'm just curious. So I guess I'll start with Glenn. How is it that you came to know this group, these mercenaries / heroes?"
Well, I was to spy on them under the orders of Patience. Eye on them since they were doing big things, and she wanted to be assured they weren't going to be a threat.
She seems a bit surprised. She says, "I was not expecting you to say that so openly. It makes me wonder if you are still happy with your employment to the Blackwaters."
No, no, I'm not.
I
It's
see.
not so much employment as forced servitude.
She thinks for a moment. She says, "Forced? In what way?"
I was framed for a crime I didn't commit, and in exchange for staying the executioner's blade, I was to work off my debt for the Blackwater, make sure that I wouldn't run. They've been keeping my children hostage.
She says, "Is Glenn your original name or one given to you as you were put into servitude?"
Glenn's my original name.
She thinks. She says, "I don't remember hearing any assassinations by a Glenn Whisperwind." Well, so you've been serving the Blackwaters against your will to avoid imprisonment and execution, and I'm guessing Patience had you follow the Splitlanders at some point. Did she
Yes.
ever tell you why or what she was trying to find out?
Just they wanted to make sure they weren't a danger to the Empire, and I was to report my dealings back with them, fairly frequently.
Danger. It's strange. I wonder why she would think you all are a danger. I feel like I'm missing something.
Well, the Splitlanders have been working against the Shadow Lord, but I had heard a rumor while we were back in Issyk. I had heard a rumor that Patience had been dabbling in dark magic, the type of magic to try and resurrect the dead.
As well, dabbling in the dark arts is nothing new for the Blackwaters. It seems to be a recurring theme in their family. So you think Patience may have some link to the Shadow Lord that you spoke of?
I don't know. I can't see any link on the surface, but I don't know why else she would have wanted me to follow the Splitland.
She says, well, I don't know much about that or what Patience, what her goals were in any of this. She says, do you know anything about this Uslag, or does anything he said make sense to you?
Patience?
Patience sending him to follow your group. Why would that be something she would be interested in?
I mean, it could be our connection, our dealings with her son in Issyk. And his disappearance shortly after.
She thinks for a moment.
But I can't think of anything else that it could be. I mean, unless out of character, there's something I'm missing.
She says it's all very strange. So, you've come into town in secret, Glenn, with the help of your friends here to hide you. What do you hope to accomplish while you're here, if you don't mind me asking?
My goal is to get back my children. I realize now that the Blackwaters are going to give them back.
She nods and says, I'm surprised you've been so forward and upfront with me. You've offered me a lot of information, which in your business is not something that often happens. She says that wasn't
Not usually,
really,
but
go ahead.
not usually, but I mean, I've learned to gain, one must gamble, and be a pretty good judge of character. And I think I've judged you an ally. That's the only reason why I'm being so forthcoming.
She says, well, that's is gracious of you. I feel like I've learned a lot about the group as a whole from some of the stories I've heard. I know that you had all gone to the Shadowfell. Not sure if you ever went to the Feywild. I've heard things are going poorly in both those worlds right now. I have heard some whispers of the Shadow Lord, but I don't know much about his goals, other than a possible connection to the original death of Issyk 100 years ago. She says it feels like the capital and the council in general is quite out of the loop compared to what all of you have been through and experienced.
So I wasn't the whole Issyk thing, the Shadow Lord trying to make shadow crystals out of its citizens?
Essentially, yes. Out of character, I can't remember. It was Malik that did the ritual, not Gaivok, right? In Issyk.
Yes. So
Yeah,
the
okay,
original
just wanted to
Shadow
make sure I was
Lord
clear on that.
was Gaivok. He was entrapped by the rune masters during the 12th cycle. His apprentice managed to figure out how to use his powers, which gave him immortality, and he basically kind of became the Shadow Lord after that. Kind of went into hiding for most of the 12th and into the 13th cycle, then kind of reappeared and destroyed Issyk.
Right.
And then
And then-
disappeared again for a little while, right?
Yeah, and then disappeared, and people weren't really sure what happened to him.
About 100
I
years.
I think you had figured out that he had become bound to Guy or
Galen, yeah.
Galen Blackwater. At one
We
point.
found that out in Issyk.
You
Yeah.
almost
This
killed
group never-
Blackwater, but drove
Yeah.
basically drove the Shadow Lord out of him and spared him. You weren't sure what happened to him after that because, like, you.
Well, he was with us with this group. We came back to Char with Blackwater in this group, and then he went to see his sister. And then a few days later, his sister was putting out about the town that he had died in the Issyk campaign. We thought that was super suspicious.
Yeah, but I don't think it was ever pursued. You guys just kind of went about
Correct.
your
Well,
business.
Well, because we got swept up into the Shadowfell.
Yeah. So that's kind of what you remember of your dealings with.
I think the only piece that this group didn't find out was how Malik came to be in Blackwater, because we skipped that chapter
Yeah.
in this group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell her about all this?
Yeah.
You want to offer this
Question.
information up?
Is I was gonna type it in chat, but is activating the Gem of Seeing like something I can do subtly, or does it create noticeable like effects?
Well, you have to look through it, right?
Yeah, that's true. I would have to like
So it would
put
be
it in front of
pretty
my eyes. So
obvious
never mind.
if you were
Well,
using
Chomsky
it.
made you those little spectacles. You could just adjust your spectacles.
Yeah, I mean, I usually probably keep them like kind of on top of my head or something.
Yeah.
You know, like not in front. Notice
Well,
where.
it would probably be more like a monocle than spectacles. Since it's only the
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah,
gem.
yeah.
You
It
could-
is. Yeah,
you'd
it's
be
attached
high
to my night
society
vision goggles.
Uslag. Like,
Yeah, she's just gonna
"Yeah,
be.
there
She's just
you
gonna
go."
polish her monocle and just like. Yeah, no, she's
Barbarian
not
with a
gonna do that.
monocle.
She just can't shake this stuff. So yeah, she would tell. Yeah, she would tell this. I'm not so. She's not so certain about this, so she would maybe leave it a little vague, but. Yeah.
All right. So, what are you being vague about exactly?
I
you
guess.
leaving anything out?
Actually, no. It'd probably benefit us for us to know her to know like how closely we worked with Blackwater, because of all the suspicions around us. So yeah, she would let it all hang out.
All right. So it will probably take you quite a while. So I think
It's long story time.
she's probably gonna have some.
We're gonna get some
food
musical
brought out
accompaniment.
as you start telling the story back from your beginnings in Highguard all the way to
Oh no, Uslag was never in Highguard. Just
Or
to be clear.
your beginnings meeting up with the original group and
Yeah,
your
in the Hobgoblin camps.
experiences fighting the
That
Hobgoblins.
Blackwater
and-
brought
yeah.
there. And she would definitely express that for a while she thought Blackwater was like her sworn enemy, and she swore revenge upon him until she realized that it was Malik.
So
Very important part.
Tifia will listen, extremely interested in all the things you've been through, kind of nodding in recognition of several points in the story that she had heard of. Does Glenn or Malin or Eli want to add anything as the conversation is going on, or Estrella, any of you?
Not really.
I might like
Got this one.
make like observations, just like as Uslag tells the story, just from more like a scholarly interest and stuff. Because at this point, Estrella's heard a lot of this from Uslag, but I don't know. Yeah, she not telling any specific bits.
Lynn's gonna add sound effects.
I was gonna do the same thing.
All right. So you do some
We've
musical
got like a light show in
accompaniments,
one corner. And...
illusionary fireworks or something. Tifia is very entertained. Well, I guess give me a performance check if you're turning this into a whole ordeal. So yeah, she listens intently as you go through this whole storyline, explaining how you all met and everything that happened when this is several hours pass. At this point, she is dismissed. Well, before you even do the story, she has dismissed all her guards except for one who seems kind of like a seasoned veteran. Maybe some kind of bodyguard, and her merchant as well. So.
How many? Wait, so there were others in the room when we started this story? when we
There
started-
were a couple of guards. The main bodyguard, who I don't think she introduced, but he's just kind of stoically, kind of standing there, watching over everything. Here, I'll give you
Would
his
there have been
picture.
any magic wards as we came into her house that would have revealed Slurp?
Is he invisible?
He's always invisible unless I say he makes himself visible. Yeah.
Alright, so she hasn't mentioned him if there are wards. You don't know if
All
he's
right.
been
Just
detected.
because there were some staff, guards or something, listening to some parts of our conversation, I would have Slurp kind of follow them out and just kind of like observe them, like if they're going off to like send messages or something. I didn't realize that we were like being overheard by others than just the two at the table, you know?
No, the guards, if he follows them, they would just kind of go to the barracks
Safing
area.
themselves outside. Okay.
Yeah. They're, well, yeah, they just go to kind of their place
Okay.
in the house. But yeah, so there's the one guy kind of standing there, just kind of listening to everything, as, well, and her, as you tell this story. As you come to the end, she says, and then you entered the city with those interesting fake names.
I shoot Glenn a look.
She says, well, it's quite the tale. You've, I must say, you all have lived quite the adventure, more than many would experience in several lifetimes.
I didn't
Surprised
realize you
you're
were
all
telling
alive.
like. Oh, that's why it took so long. Okay, I thought we were just telling the story of like Blackwater and Isaac and Char.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
good.
cool.
Well, she
Should've
would have
skipped on.
asked for kind of basically what has been going on. I don't know if you.
Oh,
No, we
okay.
had. We had to take this detour for Dweger
Yeah,
Rebellion,
talking about
and
we had a
then we
concert.
tried to
We
have,
were rock stars.
and we tried to get these two dragons to bang.
And there was this time that, Malin was
It's like-
pickpocketed.
So this revolution you started had nothing to do with anything that was going on, but you just thought you would start
It
a
was
revolution.
supposed to be a
in the
distraction
big
so that we
Dwegar
could get
city.
through. Yeah.
Yeah, this was time for change.
So these dragons that you befriended, you just decided to hook them up. I see.
Did we really tell the whole story? I thought we were just kind of sticking to.
Well, I'll say like
Char
you did
Isaac,
an abridged
Char
version
Isaac, and-
telling her
Yeah,
kind
the
of about
stuff-
what was going on. She would have been
Yeah.
asking about your travels because she's trying to kind of figure out what you've seen.
Oh,
and
I
what you've
figure
been
we
through.
covered Char, Isaac, Shadowfell, and
Yeah.
Runemaster Tower specifically. The others might have just been glossed over.
Yeah.
Oh well, maybe the mountain, the Frost Giants conspiracy.
Yeah, there was the the attacks in the Shadowfell, the experiments on the Frost Giants. There was quite a bit that had to do with the Shadow Lord.
I mean, it sounded like she and Symphony were already talking, so, and we had shared most of that with him. So
Yeah, so she seems like she recognizes some of the parts of the story, but then like is getting pieces of things she might not have known. And she, yeah, like I said, as you kind of come to the end, she would just nod and say, so you, did you tell her about night weather and how you, if you went there, you couldn't return, or did you just leave that out?
I feel like I wouldn't Uslag wouldn't have mentioned anything to do with night weather
What about
or
the
like
tower?
Xerxes even. The tower because it's relevant to like our research maybe. But
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, but I feel like that's sort of like the
And
fact
that's
that
kind
we
of
are
that's what we did with Melody as well. We talked about what we have found out about the Shadowfells and that we found the tower, but I don't think we
yeah.
talked about night weather.
Oh yeah, with Symphony. Yeah, pretty much whatever we told Symphony is
Although
what
we also didn't tell Symphony about Glenn's children because Estrella was doing all the talking there and she didn't feel that was her secret to reveal and Glenn didn't speak up. So
right.
Lady Avenhart knows more, I guess, in that respect.
Yeah. But yeah,
So
Xerxes
yeah.
and night weather, no, not talking about that yet.
All right. So she, like I said, kind of takes it all in and says, "Well, how do you plan to get your children back from patients? You have any ideas on that?"
I've got someone working in there on the inside, a friend who is working as a maid that is trying to find out information on where they're being stored.
I'm noticeably stiffen when he just says that out loud.
One of your friends, perhaps, a spy that you trust?
Uh, More of a freelance thief instead of a spy, but I definitely trust them. But he points to the book. I'm willing to trade this for your help with getting my children back.
She kind of laughs a bit. Sorry, that was just an interesting offer for my allegiance. I originally came here, or invited you, as I said, to just learn more about what was going on and the dangers to the Empire. Um, Now I feel like I'm being recruited into some kind of heist.
If I may confess, it did cross our minds previously that any connections or familiarity with other council members beyond the Blackwaters would aid our efforts here because we fully expect that the Blackwaters may try to sully our names or make us enemies of the Empire or what have you should we cross them. And so, while we did not know how to necessarily make this meeting happen until the fortunate meeting with your man and the trades that were arranged there, and then this meeting, we did hope to come to know more people of influence here in the city, so that there might be those who know our true intentions and dealings, and that I believe is another reason we have been so frank with you today. Not
Oh.
because we specifically expect you to back us, but that you seem to care about the safety of the Empire, and so,
She says
there may be aid
it's-
you can lend. Yeah.
I feel honored that you have trusted me with all this information. Keeping the Empire balanced and prosperous is definitely a commitment, and I've had a lot to think about recently with some of the events that have occurred. She says some of your tales unsettle me a bit, but also at least give me some insight into what's been happening and why things have been turning out the way they have. She says, "You are right to worry about the Blackwater slandering you. I know your group has already suffered a bit, and I know that Patience blames you all for the death of her son. She says there's no proof, and she hasn't put out bounties on your group, but I don't know if you're particularly safe, especially in the capital, where the Blackwaters have a lot of sway. It will be difficult to get your children back, Glenn. I won't lie to you. I don't know if I can directly aid you in getting them from wherever she's holding them. But I'll certainly assist in any way I can. She says, just getting this information that you've given me is quite a bit of, is quite valuable to me, so I thank you for that. Says, I'm hoping you've been completely honest. But I have a feeling that you have. You don't strike me as liars. Which is a nice change of pace from what I'm used to dealing with.
You know, it's, I said sometimes absolute truth is required. Because sometimes nothing is more striking and nothing is more eye-opening than simply telling the truth.
You nod, or she nods. And says, it does take a lot of trust and vulnerability to be so frank, though, especially with someone you barely know. So I appreciate the trust.
I hope it's well placed.
She says, I hope so too. But I guess how can I help you? I don't think I can directly help getting your children back. But did you have? Surely you had something in mind if you were willing to trade this book for an allegiance with my my keep and my people.
Can you help to find out where they're being kept?
That could be a bit difficult. I don't actually have too many resources directly within the Blackwater estate. She says, as getting that close to one of my allies on the council would be very risky should they be caught. She says, I have resources in other places. I think I might be able to help you. I don't suppose, well, maybe. I don't suppose you have any paintings of your children or any way of showing me what they look like.
Painting, I don't. If you have an artist, I can describe them.
So that might be a start. If I at least knew what they look like, there might be certain magics I could use to pinpoint their location, depending on where they are. She says, as I said, I don't, unlike you, I don't actually have any resources inside their estate, but yeah, I do have some possible magical allies who could help. She says, if you have some time, you can speak with one of my court artists. Give us a description.
Yes, I can. I can also use. I should be able to use minor illusion to replicate them on a small scale.
How long has it been since you've seen them?
I assume
Weird.
Estrella is asking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not as curious in and out of character, so yeah, let's say she asked.
Glenn thinks for a second. He's like, "That's true. I hadn't even thought about
No,
that."
but
There.
their depictions should still be valuable. They just, may have matured a bit.
It's been about 3 years.
Patience didn't even let you visit your children while you were working for her?
He shook his head. Now, from one job to the next.
I'm sorry. It's awful. I mean, I knew she could be cruel. I mean, what? Did you do something to upset her?
Drugs. I mean, maybe she believes that I did the killing that I was accused of, but that's the only thing I can think of.
Was the victim somebody personal to her?
it was of the out of character from what I remember, it was the victim was of the same family, right?
It's your story, so if you want it to be, we can
Well,
say
yeah, I
it is.
would say
Okay.
it was
So-
it was somebody of the same family. Yes, it was a noble.
Was it a cousin or one of her children?
I would say cousin.
So she says, well, perhaps she did believe you guilty of the crime, but saw you as a useful tool. I'm sorry, Glenn. That must be a terrible feeling to not see your children grow up.
Alright, I've been trying to play. I mean, I've been I've been a loyal soldier of the Empire for as long as I can remember. I figured that if I simply did my sentence and did my time and worked, that I would be rewarded as I always had. But this is different.
She nods. Says, well, why don't you speak to one of our artists? You can show them the illusion, and maybe they can draw your children as they might be a little bit older now. And she would basically have one of her people take you to another room if you're
I wonder
okay
if
going.
they call them. I wonder if they call them by their true names or if they've been given other names.
He sighs. I don't even want to think of that.
I'm sorry.
Alright, so as he goes to the other room, she'll look to you, Estrella, and say, now did they, Uslag, would you have told kind of how everyone entered the group?
I mean, I guess, I
was
guess it didn't have
assuming
to
you
all be
did.
Uslog, but she might have, if people have had people tell their part of their story too.
So she,
So yeah, sure.
she'll look to Estrella and say, I'm very curious how you were able to survive in the astral plane by yourself for so long. Seems like a bit of an inhospitable place to live.
It's actually quite beautiful, and it certainly has its differences from our plane here. But just as creatures and humanoids are resilient and learn to live in many environments, it's always possible. There's always interesting things to be learned, and I managed to find a little spot to kind of make my base, and I ventured out from there on some wanderings, and it's really quite beautiful. You should visit sometime.
Says maybe. I do have some magically inclined friends, though my friend here might not be too happy with the idea. And the mysterious man standing behind her just kind of smirks a little bit. He says, you're welcome to go where you wish. I think he'd call her princess, my lady. He says, I will protect you regardless, as is required. Though I would ask, if we are to go to the astral plane, we bring at least some other guards along. And she says, of course. She says, now, did you grow your own food there by starlight? How were you able to feed yourself?
Let's see. I don't remember. Yeah, she's got
And
nature.
you can
basic
just
nature.
make it up. It's fine.
Yeah, I was just checking. I was trying to remember. She's got nature, but not survival. So, which is like the opposite of most of my characters. Well, I did have some help, you see. I'm assuming Slurp has come back by now.
Yeah, he's probably sitting in the room.
Hey Slurp, would you mind revealing yourself? This is my buddy. I met him in the Astral Sea. He's been very useful. He's a bit of a truffle pig in the sense of sniffing out things that are edible and helping me learn the wonders of the plane.
I was wondering what that was. So this creature helped you gain food while you were in the astral plane?
He seemed lonely, and we've been together ever since.
Interesting.
Although he's learned some new tricks since we first met, but yeah, he's a constant companion. And he would, like, as she says that, like, Slurp would, like, shift into, like, a bat or something, and then maybe into a frog or whatever. I think it's bat, no, it's bat, centipede, and I forget. He's got 3 forms.
She just nods and thinks for a moment.
Yeah, it's bat, centipede, and frog. Okay.
She says, what about you, friend? I guess you guys would have introduced yourselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She says, and what about you,
Yeah.
Eli? What business would an elf have within the fire giant city?
Well, no longer a fire giant city, so my work there was done.
Not a fan of
Yes.
the fire giants, I assume.
Not exactly. And then Eli will just kind of eye Malin
Yeah.
and just go, my attentions are needed elsewhere.
She would nod and say, I saw you have a blade. Are you some sort of martial guard, or are you magically inclined, as most elves are?
Little of both, I would say. It helps having a diverse skill.
And are you from our empire, or one of the elven lands north of the mountains?
Come from the elven lands, but it gives me a fire giant kingdom where a story of old ruined our village and payback was needed.
So I'm sorry to hear that that fire giants took loved ones from you. It's all too common a story up in the mountains. I know the dwarves deal with it more than we do, but some of our mining encampments in the northwest have been savaged by them, as well as some of the frost giants. She says, I wish there was something I could do to help you.
We're good. Helping my colleagues is all that's needed now.
She just nods. So Glenn describes his children, unless any of the others here want to say something. Alright, so Glenn comes back from describing his children, and Tifia says, well, with the information you've given me, I might be able to find the location and get you that information. She says, you can keep the book. As much as I would love to add it to my collection, if we ever had shadow elves visiting and I forgot about it, it wouldn't look very good.
Well, I wouldn't recommend keeping it on display anyway, as there are others who might look for it.
She
Do you
says,
have any protections against magical location?
Says, not me personally. I'm not really an arcanist, but I know of friends who know of such magics, both anti-detection and planar anchor abilities. Keep my vaults safe.
Oh, your vaults. I'd love to see those someday. Maybe?
As much as I
I bet you have some
want to,
fascinating artifacts.
as much as I'd love to show you, Estrella, I don't know if I know you all that well just yet.
I understand. Just the curiosity gets the better of me sometimes. And, based on the artifacts you were interested in buying from us, I'm sure you have quite the eye for fascinating artifacts.
She says, I do have a little bit of a collection that might impress you. Tell you what, maybe one day you can show me the astral plane and I'll show you some of the things I possess.
Deal.
She smiles and nods.
The funny thing is this is one of my few characters that actually is not sticky fingered at all. She genuinely would just like to peer around the vault.
Yeah.
But obviously, yeah. I understand the response.
Well, given the information you've given us, I'll see what I can find out. I hope I can help you, Glenn. Of course, if I do, I can't talk much about our alliance, and I would suggest you not tell anyone about this meeting. It would be disadvantageous for the Blackwaters to know that we discussed anything other than art objects.
Of course.
Yes, and you can put it about town, all the beautiful new items you acquired from the Splitlanders as a cover for this meeting.
Indeed.
Because she did buy stuff yesterday, yeah.
Nakir will show you out, and the man behind her nods and says, yes. Follow me, friends. As he starts to lead you out of the building.
As we go out, as she's facing away, Uslog's gonna put her gem of seeing on and just kind of glance back casually.
Your monocle?
As they go. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Sure. So it doesn't look like there's anything out of the ordinary hidden within her room. You
or
would
herself.
guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah, that's
nothing
what I was
jumps out
curious
at you.
about, was whether or not
What
she
is
was
your
under any
what does your gem show you exactly?
It's true sight, so I know it's if she was like a changeling like Quince or something, that would reveal that. But I can link. I think I have it in my. Nope, not on this sheet. This is a new sheet. But yeah, true sight.
All right. No, she doesn't look like. It doesn't look like she has anything strange on her. Give me a perception check, though. You might notice something.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I can see into the ethereal plane, have true sight, and see secret doors, all out to a range of 120 feet.
And invisibility, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me
Perception.
Yeah, it's weird. This isn't linkable, but. Oh, I just ran in with everything.
So the only thing you would notice is that behind her, kind of near where she's standing, is a secret door.
Okay.
And you can't actually see. Well, I guess you couldn't see through walls anyway, so never mind. It only shows.
I feel like secret doors is par for the course in a
Right. Yeah, she wasn't surprised, and that wasn't what she was looking for. So she wouldn't, make a big deal of that. Yeah. Okay,
I was
just checking out.
I was curious to hear whether or not there was any illusions on her since she looks so young. But yeah.
Right. Yeah. She would just say there's just something.
As far as you can tell, she is. She doesn't have any. At least nothing hiding what she looks like. Because it doesn't show you magical auras or anything, right?
Just the visual illusions,
just the
disabilities,
just basically showing what's actually there. All right, so Nakir, whose name you now know, would walk you out. He would look to Uslog and say, "I have heard much about your skill in combat. My son told me of a sparring match you two had."
Oh.
He says it is an honor to meet you.
Likewise, maybe.
He says,
"Who's your son?"
Do you remember a Taswanese man like myself by the name of Jazik?
Oh,
I think. Wait.
wasn't he in Isik?
Did we just meet? Because we okay. The
He
whole
says
Isaac
he
thing.
is he is the head bodyguard of Bakor Azmira, one of the.
So we must have met him.
Yeah, he
recently
was
when we were there as this group.
He was the skilled swordsman that was defending Bakor and Isik. The one who had the katana blade.
Okay. The reason I don't really remember that,
You met him briefly
because-
before leaving.
yeah,
And like I think you guys
Okay.
sparred a little bit, but yeah, not too
Okay.
much.
yeah, because that part we kind of like cut short the Isik, like post Malik thing really short. So yeah, that might we might have met, but I don't think
I remember there was
remember.
some sort of hot shot that was
Are
like very
the-
strong.
Yeah. So yeah, so
Are
she
the-
probably would have met him and sparred with him, but yeah.
Are the Asmira and Avanhart allies?
Are you asking him?
Would it be common knowledge for Cheruvian citizens?
That would definitely be more history or political like background stuff. That wouldn't be common
Okay.
knowledge.
I
With
do
family
have
alliances.
history. I do have history, and I am Cheruvian. Okay, but I don't know. Never mind. All right, I was curious.
Yeah, you're not sure what the current landscape, political landscape looks like.
Okay. Yeah, I was gone in the astral sea for too long.
Yeah.
Politics shit.
Nakir says he had told me of your skilled fighting, and now hearing all the stories, it makes a lot more sense. He says,
Lots
"I
happened
wish you."
since then, but
Yes, I wish you the best, all of you. He says, Tifia, I believe, will help you as best she can. She is a good person.
that's good to know.
And he kind of turns around and goes back into the house, leaving you on the street.
Well, now, I feel rather good about this. We've made, I believe, a powerful council member ally and the Archmage ally since we've arrived in town. More or less, at least. As long as we
Boulder
continue to have
Bottom
interesting...
says, I don't trust them. I don't trust these nobles. They're all out to get you, just given time. You're too trusting, Glenn. He wags a finger at you. Told him a lot of stuff that she
That's the
didn't need to
first time
know.
Glenn's been that forthcoming, though, really. I was actually surprised.
Yeah, it
Yep.
was a bad idea. I don't think we should be telling everyone everything.
I mean, I
Well, I
normally
do
am
think-
not one to trust a noble, but I think sometimes you just need to.
He says,
I understand the instinct for caution, but it's rather important that we have some folks aware of our situation and what's about to go down, in advance. Otherwise, the Blood Hand would have, or the Blackwaters would have the upper hand if they decide to smear us or accuse us or move against us in other ways.
Yeah, politicians are all the same. In the Dwarven empires or in these human lands, they're all just out for their own power. Trust me on this. What's done is done.
I'm
I
afraid
guess.
you're often right. It's very true. But we are
At least they're
interesting
predictable
people
in
with
that way.
we are interesting people with interesting powers and interesting information, and I think that is of some value. And so it's possible that some of these noblemen, yes, they might have their own interests in mind, but maybe they also want to preserve the empire or peace or, fight against the Shadow Lords or be heroes themselves. So I think, don't discount them entirely.
As well, I will say, I thought the most interesting and beautiful thing I'd ever would see is that tower when I was a young man. But since then, I've seen quite a few, things I don't fully believe being with this group. So
Yeah, we've drug you along on quite a bit, haven't we?
I thought I was just taking to the tower, and then it went on for so much longer.
Well, I thought I was just, researching an interesting, anomaly, and I ended up on a different plane in a tower in the midst of you guys, standing in a pile of dust that you say was your friend.
Poor little guy. I miss him. Alright, so what do you all want to do? Just passing time and waiting to hear from your contacts, or is there other things you wish to do as time progresses?
Just want
Is
to
there-
check in with Glenn after all of that because that was
Yeah.
probably a lot. But if people have other things,
Are you going to head back to your base? And then talk to him, I assume, because, you don't want to be standing around.
Estrella, did you have something you wanted to do?
No, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's do your RP with Glenn, and I imagine we'll probably pass time because we're kind of waiting for news
Just
from
as
the
we're walking.
Alright, so go ahead as you're walking. What are you going to say to him?
right there, Glenn. Just out of character. Making sure, because
Maybe not. Glenn is
It'll
Glenn is
wait.
distracted by his thoughts right now. He just
Yeah.
kind of is looking away. He can't answer. But yeah, anyone else want to do anything as we see if Glenn is coming back soon?
I think I make a small comment on like as we're going through the Splitlander. Like we're in the hall, right?
Yeah, I'll say you make it back. It's not too far away from their keep, actually.
I would be like, this needs a good portrait of the group.
Wait, what?
We need a good portrait for the Splitlanders, like group photo. Not that there's photo, group painting.
Boulder
Never
Bottom
really
looks
seen
at the wall. He says, "There's a nice spot right there. We could do a big old portrait of all of us. I mean, this is your hall, after all, right?"
Yeah, I don't know. Let's do that. I don't know what's gotten into me, but I feel, seeing this place, and good job, Shock did and everything. After all the work that we've done, and it doesn't even have to just be us. It could, obviously be like a couple past members. Like obviously, I think Gnome should be on there as well.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
All right, so you're gonna try to commission a painting be done of your group.
Yes.
It's kind of random.
And
This
IRL,
log
I'm
would be
gonna
very
ask.
confused as to why this is happening, but okay.
And IRL, I'll ask Carly to draw it.
Oh no.
Oh, it's better than what happened in the original Monday group, where one of our members paid someone to draw a huge mural of just my character, just Beryl, just the little kobold, like in the dining hall of the guild hall in Tyvanis that we started.
No, we gotta have everyone.
All right, how much money do you want to pump into this art project?
And Arapel,
Maybe not for, like-
belongs here.
You can draw the fallen as well.
Yes.
Yes, we need Effie, and we need Quince and what was the not Vance, Zaris?
Yeah, Zaris.
Like all the ones like that were. Oh, wait, well, who was the elephant? I'm trying to remember that. When I first came back, there was an elephant and there was Gal,
Yeah, it was the elephant druid.
Luxodon.
Name, Luxodon.
Yeah.
I mean, some came and went so fast that
There's a lot.
Really
We can't
Just
get
look at
everyone.
it.
the overall.
You're right. Like, I mean, I feel like
Some core
Effie
members,
was
yeah.
like Effie was like founding member, so that's why I said her. And obviously Chomsky was with us for quite a while. So yeah. Aw.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I don't really understand the whole draw of portraits and stuff like that.
Well, think about it, right? Splitlander Hall. Obviously, we would, the hope is it lasts for a very, very long time, and if you have a nice portrait of the founders, like I guess the one big family we have together, and who founded it, that gives life to this.
So- Are you sort of standing in the main hall talking right now?
Yeah.
In the atrium area? Alright. So as you are talking, Uslag, you hear a familiar voice from behind you. Is that Uslag I see?
Takes her a second. Oh, yeah.
And
Wow,
you would
it's
turn
been
around
years.
to see...
Not years. Maybe years.
It's been a while, she says in response. She says, I had heard you were back. I had actually been looking for you all, but I seem to have kept missing you.
I'm guessing you were the one that did a lot of the selling of artifacts so that Chop could afford to build this place here.
She nods. She says, "We've worked very hard to get things up and running here. Yes."
Guys did a good job. Very swell work.
He's
This is Ayara. She would introduce everyone.
he's done a lot to get your name out there, though I'm sure you all know that. She kind of goes quiet. Give me some insight checks.
I don't think I know her, so I don't know if that affects my insight. I don't think Estrella's ever met her.
Hmm.
All right. So, Malin, you would sense almost like a weird sadness when she's talking about Shock for some reason. She would then smile, though, and say, so, I hear you all have been pretty active. I mean, I've kind of been in and out of town and missed you the times I've been here, but here we are, all finally gathered again. We just need a Lyra, and then we'd have mostly the whole group.
Yeah, and Melody,
Go ahead.
but she's probably busy with her
Oh,
Melody she would mention.
she says, I guess you hadn't heard. Melody died. She says
When?
a horrid
She was just-
sickness took her.
What sickness?
She says she had fallen ill.
Shock didn't say anything about that.
No, that doesn't surprise me, she says.
When did this happen?
He took
This
it
is
very hard, but I think he
would.
distracted himself with the work on the hall after she was gone. I know
this
she
one
How long
was,
ago?
really sad about this.
Mal, like deep down, it feels like absolute crap. Like at the beginning, he's like, "Who's the Shock fell? You could have just taken your money and ran away with it." And I'm like, "Oh no,
Aw.
like
Wait,
that's not."
stop me if I'm wrong, but like, Carly, I was thinking that this was the group that had sent Shock and Melody in two different directions. Am I mistaken?
He came with us. He wanted to escort Melody here. I don't know where she would have gone after that, but like,
Oh, okay. So they were together when you saw them last.
yeah, like he was
Okay,
going to
then I'm
escort her
mixing
like
it
wherever
up
she
with-
needed to go. but I
Okay,
can't
I'm mixing that
remember
up with
where.
another group though, because most groups they're a thing, but there was one group that like both of them thought the other was dead, and the group didn't like tell them, and they both went their own way.
That's so tragic.
Like, what
There's
the
so many
hell?
different timelines for
Yeah,
those two
there's,
lovebirds. It's so
there's
sad.
been a bunch of
Yeah.
outcomes.
Right.
But she,
In this one, I thought they would have a happy ending.
Aw.
Damn.
Iris says it's quite sad.
Guys, looks very sad.
Wait, when did this happen?
When did she die?
Yeah, how long ago?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been less than a year since I've been here last.
Yeah,
right?
I think it was a season or two ago. I don't remember the exact date, which I really should. I did my best to console him, but well, I guess he's just doing whatever he can to distract himself. I'm very
they're
surprised he
awesome.
didn't tell you.
She was such a good healer. It's
She nods. She says, "Yeah."
She was a healer?
Perhaps there was no one else of her skill to aid her when she needed it.
She was a priestess, yes, and she did do healing for a living.
And I believe Uslag's group invested in her healing shop when they first met her in Char.
I'm sorry.
A very strange look.
I didn't mean to bring down the mood. How have you all
strange.
been? And I can say if you don't want to, tell her all about your adventures, you just talk to her for a bit. But is Glenn back?
They tell me that you are a dealer in
God damn it.
odd and rare items. Is that true?
She says, yeah, I mean, I've been traveling around a lot helping, I was helping Shock with the initial selling of much of the goods that you had all acquired, helping to establish this place. Now I have a bit of my own underground network that I've used to, further my own wealth a bit. She says, I've made a bit of a name for myself within the Teruvian Empire.
I have a couple really odd items that we just can't seem to find the right home for. They're not particularly valuable, but they're odd. So perhaps you could, no hurry, but, shop them around.
I love a challenge. What do you have?
I will pull out the Trident of Fish Command and the Bell Branch that nobody ever wants.
Are those both common?
Actually, the bell branch is rare.
So she'll look at them. She puts her hand on them, and her eyes would glow. And she says, "Well, one of these could sell for a decent price. Are you just looking to part with them?"
Perhaps you could sell the trident to a fisherman or something. I don't know. But, we have no use for them, so, no hurry. But, like, if you want to see what you can find for them, or, that's fine.
So certainly, I just need some time to find a buyer. And I'll put
Very good.
Alright, so let me put this down on the downtime. Ayara. Divonis.
Although, if we ever travel to the new continent, we might have wished for that trident, but...
What's today's date? I mean, in the game. Let's see. I can just
It
look it up.
says 14th of summer. It says 5 p.m. though, so I don't know if that's
Oh, it should be the 15th.
the end of our meeting with Avonheart or what.
Yeah, it was the next day, so it's the 15th.
Okay.
Alright. And what is she selling?
Trident of Fish Command, which is uncommon, and Bell Branch, which is rare. Selling or trading, yeah. If she finds scrolls or whatever of use, yeah.
She says, "Well, would you like me to sell these or try to trade them?" Trading is a bit more tricky because, I mean, I will probably find items being traded on the at least one of the black markets, but it might not be something you like. So I can keep them looking for trades, but if you just wish to liquidate and get some gold from them, that would be the easiest way of doing things.
I don't know. What do you think? I'll look around to the rest of the party.
I mean, if you could trade, if not, then yeah, we'll take the gold.
She says, "Well, do you want me to seek out..."
Particularly the rare, like, if you do find interesting
Other rare
objects,
items, yes.
yeah, then it might be worth a trade.
Well,
I guess maybe float it around for a few days or a week or something and let us know what you find, and then we'll take any, if there's no items we like, then we'll take whatever gold offers you might have come upon.
She says, "Well, it generally takes me around 7 or so days to find a buyer.
Okay.
If I'm looking for gold, I can just get you gold. If I'm looking for a trade, well, you can't always control what items are being sold that week. So I can bring you the trade, but if it's not something you like, then, you'll just be out."
That's fine. No rush.
Yeah, that's fine. Because, yeah, I mean, or we could give you a short list of some of the rare items we're looking for, but, like, I don't think we're too concerned. It's just we've been carrying them a really long time, so any profit or trade would probably be more useful than just lugging them around. Not that they're heavy.
She says, "All right, I will look for a trade then." She would look over to Eli and say, "Oh, I don't think we've met." And she bows to you politely.
I'll return the bow. Oh, I've been with the group a while now.
I see. Interesting. Well, as I said, I just didn't think there were any elves traveling with the group. She says, "I hope it's not a problem that I'm a drow."
Everyone has their own burdens to bear. And he'll look at Malin again.
It's like she notices the elf first, or than the half-man warforged.
Ayara, who actually has pretty good insight, kind of looks back and forth now, noticing your little side glare. Just kind of puts that in the back of her mind.
I roll my
Takes
eyes
mental
like,
note.
"Alright."
She says, "That's it's very understanding. I don't meet many high elves who don't immediately kind of look down on me for my heritage." She says, "It's good to meet you, Eli. Perhaps we can be friends." She smiles.
There's always the hope.
She says, "Well, I'll
We're
be
going
around looking for buyers on my network, or sorry, trades on my network, and see what I can come up with. I'll let you know. And it's on the house. Don't worry about a commission or payment. I'll do this one for free."
Is everyone's wish lists up to date?
No.
I was thinking I could give her a short list of some of the things we're looking for, but like honestly, like I said, we were just lugging them around and we're not necessarily like intent on finding a great trade.
Well, it would be a random item, so. it
Oh,
would
okay,
just-
that's fine. All right,
yeah,
that's
it would
fine.
just kind
But
of
yeah, let's
depend.
just do that. Let's just do that. That's fine. Yeah.
All right. So.
And then just give that trident to a fisherman that needs it or something.
I'm gonna go pull aside group and do a quick group huddle and ask Uslag. Wait, just Melody. He was like a really good healer, right?
I remember her being. I mean, at the time, my group, we didn't have a healer for a long time. So for me, she was the best healer I'd ever seen.
Okay, so, is it common that healers get sick? Is that I feel like that's the last thing that happens to healers.
I don't know.
I mean, she's
I
human.
mean, I guess then we had.
Boulder Bottom would say, disease is always a concern. I mean, even the best healers can't always cure a nasty disease, but
I guess.
it might
and,
be might be a little suspicious that a powerful healer would be taken out by a normal malady.
Yeah.
What was the disease she said again?
I don't think she mentioned one. She might not
We'd
have
have to
known.
ask Shock. We'd have to ask Shock, but
Maybe eventually. But yeah.
about
You're the
Did,
first
did
one.
any of you get like a? I mean, even before she told us of Melody, something she said made me think perhaps she had an interest in Shock, and then she later mentioned that she tried to comfort him. Do you think that there could be a bit of a love triangle there? That was.
Well, I mean, that I can't speak to. My question was, what happened about a year ago? Where were you, Uslag? Ish. Is that Isik or?
Well, so this is summer, and last I was here in Tyvanis, it was winter of the same year.
Don't forget, this month passed like 3 seasons traveling or something.
Yeah.
We didn't used to be able to teleport all over the place.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
I do know it was winter when we were here in Tyvanis last. So.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I'd like to make absolutely just a wild thought.
Before that, we were in the Shadowfell. I mean, before that, so.
I just feel like usually when I don't know, I hear the words a very sudden disease happened upon someone, especially healer, just took him out that fast. I get a little suspicious.
Who would you think
Yeah,
killed her?
that same thought crossed my
Who
mind.
could be not a fan of the Splitlanders and a rival, and it would resort to such underhanded tactics.
He says Surtur.
I shoot.
Surtur is not a god of disease. And
I shoot like, are you stupid? Just say
Shoot Boulder Bottom a look. He gives you a wink.
I just said, are you
maybe
stupid?
someone who dabbles in dark magic.
Yeah, if only there was a family who might have dabbled in that and was a
But
grudge
Melody
there.
was. She
It's possible.
She didn't get involved in all the things we were involved in. She was
Innocence,
innocent in all of it.
unfortunately, get roped in all the time.
Collateral damage.
If she was an ally to the group, I mean, if this Patience knew of Shock, I don't know. It seems like we'd be jumping to conclusions really
What do you
quick.
expect
Yeah,
to
we
gain
should-
from that? Like,
It seems like she might have.
killing
I
her
would
subtly?
have thought it would have been better to target Shock if it was if
Maybe
he was
she tried to
working for the
save
group.
him. Maybe I spoke too fast. We should talk to Shock about
I,
it.
it's definitely worth.
I don't know. If he didn't mention it to us, perhaps he does not want to speak about it. It might still be fresh for
I
him.
mean,
Go see him later and just
Yeah.
yeah.
offer some
you do that.
condolences. Okay. I'm not gonna
Anyways.
pry too much, but
I didn't ask
It's
about
something-
Melody when out of character. I didn't ask about Melody when we came to town because I thought this was the group where they had gone their different ways. But of course, in character, I didn't know Melody. So yeah.
Anyways, where were we? Yes, group picture. Let's commission a painting, guys.
All
it
right.
just seems like with everything going on, it just seems kind of okay.
But you know what? I think this is a way to lighten the mood, at least.
It's a very like noble thing to do.
All right, is everyone
You know.
okay spending the day
It's
doing a group
It's
portrait?
just kind of a strange thing for Uslag to, from her like background and everything, just like people
Do we
don't
have to
do
sit?
portraits.
Do we have to sit for the portrait?
Well, I mean, it's not like they can take a picture. You gotta probably sit there
I
for a
know.
few hours while they draw you.
Oh no.
You know,
Like
it's
we have
not-
to sit. Well, maybe not all together, but like they usually do like a sketch of each of us that they then use to like
Can we
make the
just make
painting.
like an illusion or something? Can we hire
Well,
someone
they still
to
have to
Keep it up for
paint it.
hours.
powerful illusion of us?
Just have an illusionist create an illusion of you in the living room.
Again
or
and again
something.
and again for hours.
Station.
I mean, I guess you
That even
could
exists.
hire a wizard to do something like that. It would be way more expensive, though.
I just look at Uslag like, it's just a painting. I mean, come on.
Maybe
Sitting
Eli.
for
Does Eli
hours.
have, an illusion spell? He could do it.
I don't think we have to
Nope.
all sit together. I think like he can. They usually like sketch the subjects one at a time or whatever, and like I mean they can do them all at once, but like
Yeah, I mean,
I
it
don't
would
think we
probably be
necessarily-
easier to draw if they had you all there. They could just,
like we could like do it like
Draw you.
in as part of our downtime, you know.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It would probably be like today. You guys all spend the day getting this painting done.
At least I mean I'm totally like thinking about like Hans Holbein, the one that like did a lot of Tudor portraits. He would do like drawings of individual faces first, and then he'd combine them all into a painting. Yeah.
Well, is that what you want to do today? Get a painting made?
That is not what Uslag wants to do today, but
Uslag is
on,
giving some
Uslag.
looks to Malin.
Come on.
why?
Like, it's a nice little, remembering, about the group. And look, I just think after although we've been through all the hard work, I think, and we've gotten back here, we see this place. I think it's a good, I guess, commemoration.
I mean, the hearth does need some, pizzazz.
I would agree, Boulder Bottom says. There's a big space right up there. It would be, well, we get rid of that other drawing or that other painting, but right there above the
What other painting?
fireplace.
What painting's up there now?
It looks like some nature scene. So we just move that over to, I don't know, upstairs in the hall and just put a big old painting of the whole group. I like it. He
I
says,
feel like
"Not that
Shock
I'll-"
and Boulder Bottom might need to be in it. Like, I mean, a few of the NPCs have been with us for quite a while.
Not that, I'll be coming
Yeah,
back
and
here
Shock built
much
this
because
place.
I'm not technically a Splitlander. I'm still just working for you
You're an
guys.
honorary. Shut up. You're an
I mean,
honorary
you
member.
can be. You can be. You just, have to make that choice.
Says, what? What are you talking about? I'm a forester. I live in the woods.
You probably missed the Zorik and the surrounding lands, don't you? I guess we were talking about that when we were in the Shadowfell in the darkness.
Says, you guys are too nice.
But don't forget, I can, all this time we're hanging out in the city waiting for news. We could go back and spend a day in Zorik.
He says, it might be good to speak with some of the noble houses there. Just to let them know I'm not dead. It's been a while.
Well, do you want to do that tonight? Like tonight, you and I can go back to Zorik, and I'll crash at the inn, and then we can come back in the morning or anytime the next day. After you've had your chance to visit with folks.
Says, I imagine that's pretty expensive. What are you gonna want, like 100 gold or something?
No, silly, you're one of us.
Says, what? Doesn't it take like a lot of magic stuff to teleport?
I mean,
why
I
do
don't have the
wizards
strength-
charge so much for doing it then? If it's
It
anyway.
takes strength. It takes energy. That's why I want to do it at the end of the day. But like, I can't muster the magic more than once a day. That's why we got to spend the night. But I'm just saying, it's we're hanging out, killing time, waiting for things here right now. And while we're doing that, if you want to go visit your people, like, I'm down to take you.
Says, all right, you know what? We're going to the hot springs. That's what we'll do.
Ooh, that sounds marvelous. I'm
Says,
down. Yes, let's
I
do
got
it.
some money. You
All right.
guys paid me. I'll use it to get us a room at the hot springs. Be
All
nice
right.
and warm.
Late afternoon this evening, we'll head back. We'll head to Zorik, and we'll rejoin the group mid morning tomorrow.
After the painting.
Says it's a
Yeah,
day
hopefully-
to Soraya.
Hopefully, like we won't be gone when you guys get the word back from the spies or from Diddy, but like, just we'll just like not even a full 24 hours, but just so that we can visit, and we can always go back again later. I just don't want to be gone too long in case we get news.
It's a filler episode.
The filler. I felt like we were doing that last time too, but
Well, yeah, if
This game is
Glenn
turning
or
into
Bert-
Naruto. We're gonna have a cooking episode next.
I want to know what Glenn thinks about this idea.
All right.
Says that's a
So, yeah,
good point, though. You bring up a good point, Estrella. I don't know if we should be going back. If something were to happen, we wouldn't be here. You sure it's a good
Well,
idea?
that's why we go kind of in the late afternoon or evening, and then we come back, mid morning or earlier after breakfast. So we're not going to be gone long.
All right. Well, I just hope nothing
mean,
happens.
Well, the group's been passing a lot of time here, and they can leave all the info for us so that if they do head off to something while we're away, we won't be that far behind them.
He says, "What's the chance?" You're right.
It's probably a high chance, but the fact that we've been passing a lot of downtime, I'm down to risk it.
All right. So do we get Glenn back yet, by chance? Just fell asleep. All right.
Bruh.
Well, it is a shame. I wanted to talk to him about something, as well as Uslog. Glenn,
Oh, we have
can you
we
hear
have Iron
us?
Man.
That's
Apparently.
not what Uslug looks
Bruh,
like.
we gotta. This is very out of character. We need to progress the
ChatGPT did
story.
not get.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Oh, did we get Glenn?
someone lock
Yeah,
him down. You're
I am-
we
I am
have to
sure.
progress the story.
All right. Uslog wanted to talk to you. Wait, why is Uslog like an opera singer? What? What's going on? Oh,
What?
did someone make a picture? Oh,
That's
I
really
see.
cool.
Put it in the
Actually.
chat.
I just
you-
put chat GPT. I just put female barbarian. Like I just listed.
All right. Well, that's a good
gonna have to-
possible
It's
portrait.
a really cool picture, yeah. I mean, we have Iron Man apparently, but
Yeah.
and is Eli's dark haired, right?
Yeah, I just put race and class, and that's all I put in there.
Well,
Nice.
while we have him, Uslog, what did you want to talk to Glenn about? And then I need to talk to Glenn.
Feel bad because now everyone's gonna want to talk to Glenn.
Go ahead. You go first.
She was just gonna check in on how he was feeling about all of that that we talked about with the Avonhearts. How do you think that went?
Pretty well.
How you
All things considered, but
think you can trust her?
I think so. Genuine.
It's funny. She kind of asked a question that I had for a while, but I guess it answered that. I had wondered if Glenn was your real name. So I guess did that.
Yeah.
This is something you said about getting lost in a persona. So
It is. I've used many different names on missions, but
Alright, so as you guys are talking, there is a knock at the door to Glenn's room.
I'm gonna come in.
So one of your network guys, your spy people, the Shadow Elf. One of the Shadow Elves comes in. He says, "Glenn, I have some news." Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you had company.
That's fine. What's up?
Is it okay to speak in front of her?
Yeah, it's okay.
So he closes the door and he says, "So you know that cult that you you kind of got their one of their bases shut down and several of their people arrested." He says,
Yeah.
"I've got some more information on them."
What type of
says-
information?
It seems like they're planning another attack on a different shrine, another Moradin shrine, or possibly even one of the churches. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I had one of our people kind of secretly join their group, so we've been kind of spying on them and keeping an eye on them.
Perfect.
He says, I think it's going to be in the next few days. Are you interested in getting the details on that, or?
Yes, I would be.
All right. Well, I'll keep you informed, but yeah, as soon as I know what their target is and when, I'll bring you that info.
Perfect. Thank you.
This is also, I'm pretty sure that the avatar that they're all, behind is your friend Malin.
Ooh.
Surprise.
He nods. Really?
Who's around for this conversation? Just Glenn, right?
Uslog and Glenn.
Ooslog. Okay. All right. So she's getting confirmation too. Okay.
Yeah,
This
she
is
just
the,
kind of slowly closes her eyes. Just...
Well, okay. I'm not going to say for sure, but I don't know of any other large Warforged in the city with the unique features that your ally Malin has. And from what our people have seen or heard from the other cultists, it pretty much sounds exactly like him. Being
All right,
partially human, partially Warforged.
I'll look into that myself. Thank you.
He nods. Well, all right. I'll let you know more about their plans to attack a church/shrine once I know more. Also, we've been keeping tabs on Diddy, and she's been doing very good getting us information about the inside of their manor, and she has some theories of where the children might be. So she's we're on track to maybe be able to get them out once we know exactly where they're being kept.
Perfect. Good news. I'll have to reach out to her soon.
Yeah, I'll let you know more info once we get it. He gives you a bow and is gonna leave unless you say something.
Nope.
Alright, so yeah, he just walks out, closes the door.
Like just kind of raises an eyebrow. Oh, you know too, huh?
He's went AFK.
Damn it.
You gotta be quicker than that, Uslog.
I'm too slow.
The
take a
pauses,
break?
you got can't be more than the
Yeah.
second. On the second, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you there, Glenn? Where'd you go?
He says he's got AFK.
Oh, did he
We
just
can
say
take a
it
quick
somewhere?
break. I mean, I could use a quick break too.
In the
Yeah, let's take a break, I guess.
yeah, I could go into
Alright.
PayPal and pay my invoice, huh?
We gotta preserve the plot.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, pay your invoices.
I was
You got
just
cheap
checking,
masters.
I was just checking my email on my phone and I saw the email. So I'm like, oh yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah,
I'm so
horrible.
bad at checking my email.
Where's our magic lamps? I don't know. They've mysteriously vanished. I'm gonna start selling, what's it called? Loot boxes. $5.99, cash or credit.
Pay to play, baby. I'll drop 2 of my games and just spend the extra money on loot boxes for the remaining games.
There you go. Alright, yeah, let's do 10 minutes.
Oh, someone paid me. I have money in my PayPal. Look at you. Okay. Not enough to pay Lou, but money.
It's a start.
Yup.
I'll be right back.
Honestly, PayPal keeps changing their interface, and I have trouble finding the pay button. It's better on the mobile. I'm just gonna do it on mobile.
Ugh, I hate PayPal. Although they
Facebook
do like me because I give them a lot of business.
Yeah.
But they're a pain in
Facebook
the
does it
ass.
too. I'm not super active, but whenever I log in, I feel like they've changed menus and stuff.
I don't use Facebook anymore.
I use Facebook Messenger and some Facebook groups more than I actually do anything else on Facebook,
I might
Sometimes
start
Facebook-
recruiting in Facebook again. I haven't tried that in a while. There's a couple of D&D groups I used to recruit from.
There's a local free cycle group that I like donate stuff to sometimes, but yeah, I'm not super active. Like, as far as my own wall or page or whatever on Facebook, I'm pretty inactive. There it is. Okay. View invoice. There should be. Alright.
Yeah, you also should have got a refund for last month for this game, because I missed that one.
I
week.
saw. Well, I know you posted in 2 of the games about refunds. I did see 1 refund come through today, but I noticed you posted in 2 of the groups about refunds. I'd rather just keep the extra games whenever we can do them, but yeah.
Well, with 3 games, it's kind of hard, because that's like... I mean, there's only so many, 5-week months.
True. It takes a really long time, yeah.
So usually if I go to 3, I just do a refund.
But I noticed you posted in 2 of our groups about a refund, and I only saw 1 come through, but I just figured the other hadn't come through yet or something.
Yeah, it should come through. If it doesn't, let me know.
That's fine. If not, consider it a tip.
I wish there was a way you could do mass refunds easier.
Or do you have to do it for each player?
Yeah.
Oof, that sucks. All right.
There's a lot of
why is
things
it-
that I don't like about PayPal.
It's
But-
weird because it's like I don't normally have money in my PayPal account. I normally just pay with a card. But I noticed I had money and I'm like trying to like find the option where I like apply my PayPal balance to the bill and it's not giving me the option. Stupid. Maybe I'll check over here.
Hey, Malin, are you back? I guess not.
It's so weird. It won't let me do a partial payment. Like, pay part of it with my balance and part of it with another payment method.
Well, the invoices don't generally allow partial payments.
That's so weird. Well, normally, like, when I'm buying an item, like, not so much with invoices, but when I'm, like, sending money to someone, I can say, like, okay, here's the total amount I want to spend, and then when you choose your, like, payment sources, you can be like, oh, yeah, use my PayPal balance, and then the backup is this credit card, whatever, or this bank account, or what have you. And so I thought I'd be able to do that, but I guess it's not letting me actually pay you from my PayPal balance, because my PayPal balance isn't enough to pay you in full. So I was like needing a second payment as well. So like, yes, a partial payment, but like I am paying the full invoice all at once. Anyway, sorry, it wouldn't let me do it. So I guess I'll just send the money that's in the PayPal balance back to my bank account or something. I don't normally have a balance. I sold some costuming pieces at a festival I worked last weekend and I forgot. So yeah, I'm like, oh, look, I have $4 in my PayPal. No biggie.
Yeah, well, just get it to me whenever, that's fine.
Oh, well, no, I mean, I just went ahead and paid you in full from my credit card. I just, I was gonna use the 40 from my balance if I could, but it wouldn't let me, yeah.
Yeah. Malin, are you back? I wanted to ask you something. No, I guess not. Were you saying something, Mary?
I'm back.
Welcome back. doing the robot. Malin. He's still away.
I was thinking about this after we got to the capital, and I did write in Estrella's backstory that she's from Crossroads, and her cleric training, her cleric levels are from she was an acolyte as a young woman, so I assume she is actually registered with the Phoenix Guild by her real name, obviously, not the name that she entered the city with.
Yeah. I mean, if she's from Crossroads, she's probably been to the capital. It's only a couple
Oh yeah,
days away.
I definitely was assuming she'd been here before, but I think that she might have been at least a couple decades in the Fey or in the astral plane, not the Feywild, sorry, in the astral plane or something. I hadn't exactly worked out the timeline, but I figure it's been at least a couple decades.
Yeah, I'm guessing if she had wizard training or something, she may have at least somewhat
She had
level heads.
clerical training in Tyvanis. Then she kind of got wanderlust and couldn't kind of stay still, and she went exploring for a while, and she was in the astral plane for a while, and then she encountered the Tao and got her warlock levels. Maybe she went back to the astral plane, I guess, since that's where she came from when she met the group. But yeah, she's very fond of the astral plane, but she's kind of got wanderlust. She likes to just experience.
It's D&D/improv. You got to come up with
All right,
stories right away.
Well, it fits the deity she picked is all about experiences.
So I was going to
So.
ask you, Malin,
Mhm.
does your character remember much about Hadron, or is that part of the memories he's missing?
No,
Hadrian?
he remembers him. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they work together. He knows
Because
who he is.
I had an idea, but it would require you to not know exactly, not remember as much about him. Just maybe that you know of him.
I think.
Because he
We
could have
could work
something
that.
to do with your the memories that you lost.
Oh, we could work that. That's that's fine.
So yeah, like maybe you recognize him. Maybe he like from when you kind of started, like basically after you lost your memories, maybe you encountered him.
Yeah.
Or maybe you didn't encounter him. How would it would have to be that you hadn't encountered him, and just that you knew of him somehow.
I did kind of say like I did act like absolutely terrified of him when I talked about him.
So we could
So
say that might be him interacting with some of the people you worked with. Maybe he like either killed someone or like almost killed someone or did something like terrifying that showed he
you
had
want
a
to
lot
go?
of power.
You want to go secrets for like 1 or 2 minutes, real quick? And you just tell me what you had in mind.
Sure.
All right, guys.
We'll be right back.
All right, what were you thinking?
So I was thinking, I kind of almost don't want to spoil it, but basically, he has to do with someone you've forgotten from your past.
Okay. Okay.
And that you actually had possibly created him.
Okay. I like that. All right.
I didn't necessarily want to say what link he had to you, but yeah, that was my idea. Like I said, if I say what the link is, it would be a bit of a spoiler.
Okay. I think my only I think I just don't want him to be the one that kills Diddy. Everything else is fair game.
Yeah, that's fine. He doesn't. Well, why didn't you want him to be the one who kills Diddy?
Because I mean I did eventually want to work with him to show how far I've fallen. I'm not
All
gonna
right.
work with him if he kills Diddy. I'm
So
gonna be like I'm gonna destroy you.
So let me give you some more info then, because it would
Okay.
be interesting to see what Malin would do. So my
Okay.
thought was that he is your son.
Uh,
From like basically, you don't. Well, I don't know why you turned him into what he is yet, but basically, like he doesn't know you lost your memory, and he's kind of been. He's very pissed off at you for some reason, and you don't know why. And the reveal would be that he is, like in the past, you basically kind of created him, but you
okay.
wouldn't
I
know
could
much
go with
about
that.
why. And like basically, he ends up killing Diddy, and like at first he's kind of like doesn't realize you don't know who he is, but then he kind of
Uh,
figures it out, and that would be the reveal.
I mean, if he killed that,
So
that's
even if it was
I
a
don't think it would
family
be me.
member, you think you would be like trying to go after him?
Oh, that's interesting. If he's a family member, uh, that's interesting.
I don't know exactly why you turned him into like a metal monster yet, but uh, I'll say he's like pissed off about it. And that's kind of why he's been sort of tracking you, but also sort of doing his own thing.
like I'm down if he go. I'm down if he goes and he goes to Blackwaters and like outs her. Like I'm alright with that, but because I don't know if I'd work with him. I that would be
Well, my thought he was just gonna like break into the Blackwater place. Like he decides that now is the time, like kill a bunch of them and just kill her. Like
I do want
maybe,
to.
or go ahead.
I mean, ideally, I want in the future like to work with him because I kind of think it would be cool to have a dual boss battle as you like you're not just fighting Madeline but Hadrian also.
Well, my thought was
Um,
like you were gonna fight him and he was just gonna like rock you, because like I did make him pretty powerful. And
yeah, I'm
then
down if he rocks
basically,
me.
like he was gonna leave and you'd have like Diddy there, like her body, and then like I'm gonna find him. And like I don't know, maybe in the future at some point, like you actually work with him because of that family connection. But my thought was like the indication would be like you're just going, like you're going after
Well,
him.
no,
You
I
don't
think
care.
the Blackwaters need to be the ones responsible for killing her. That's really important for me because like I have to like absolutely swear hatred against them and like I'm willing to burn down the empire for them because
The only issue
against them.
is if you like, because if they killed her, like, wouldn't you just try to kill everyone in the house and end up going against the whole city?
I think my viewpoint was like I would rage a little bit, but then okay, look, I was gonna think that at first like when Malin regains his memories, like at first like he rages, but then he's like he turned like he used to be like a genius and a very like that's my view, I guess. Obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, but like he used to be like a talented guy, smart, methodical, and he's like this is gonna be a completely different personality of Malin. He'd be like, okay, I'm gonna plan like their downfall. Like obviously he's definitely very powerful and strong. He's like full avatar of Serta now. My thought was like, all right, let me just go to the fire giants and like start rallying them because I want to declare war kind of deal. Like I obviously he would want to do that, but he's like, I don't stand a chance. Serta doesn't want me to get killed off. You know, I'm gonna like a beat the crap out of Hadrian, get him to join me. We're gonna rally the fire giants, and it's time for war type deal.
Hmm. Yeah, it
That's
would
my
just.
thoughts.
I mean, the challenge would be having them like go all the way through the empire and attack the city. But I guess
Well, I don't
that
think
could
they
be
would
a
get that
thing that
far.
happens.
I mean, I would love for that. Obviously, that would hijack a little bit the campaign. I understand that, and I had like other ideas and whatnot. Mal would be willing to do. Honestly, I mean, if Mal like turns into like a very like serious villain, like he's like, all right, well, if the Splitlanders are working with Guybok, I'm gonna work with Malik, or he's like tries to become very diabolical
Well,
to that.
I still had the idea that Glenn is going to prevent some of Surtur's people from helping Diddy. Like they might have been trying to get her out before Adam, like
Yeah, that's fine.
Hadron got there, but unfortunately, like he would stop them, and then later on, like Surtur would tell you that like he was trying to help her. So that would
Okay,
give you a
you
reason
know
to
what?
be
I
pissed
think
off at Glenn.
I'm alright with that.
It's harder for
Let's-
me to necessarily. I mean, I guess you could be angry at the Blackwaters too for what happened to her, but yeah, I think it would be easier for you to be going after Hadron, which there would be the added layer that he is related to you, which might make for like a reveal later that you're. I don't know, like if you'd work with him if he killed Diddy, but
Um.
I guess because
Okay.
otherwise I don't know why Hadron would be there if he wasn't hunting her. My thought was he was going to kill her to like get back at you
Well,
for making
I
him.
he didn't actually have to be in the city, to be honest. I guess the plan was like to like see him earlier, but I guess at somewhere else that we just ran into him. But we like since we went straight to the city, I was fine with like the group just didn't meet him before I joined with him.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking I need a character to be focused behind like Malon's hatred and just like saying the Blackwaters is kind of honestly like
I mean,
Patience Blackwater probably wouldn't just kill Diddy. She's not like a psychopath. She'd probably just have her arrested. So it was
like
just
she wouldn't go and be like, all right, this is for you trying to meddle with me, and then she like kills her.
I mean,
But she's not a psychopath.
no, I mean she's a politician. She's not just like a cold-blooded murderer. She's really the only reason she might do that is because she does blame the group for her son's death, and if she thinks that Diddy is, working with the Splitlanders, she might see her as a threat, like that she's maybe trying to kill her. That's the only way she'd kill Diddy. Otherwise, she would just have her arrested.
I mean, I guess that's tough. Part of my hatred for the Blackwaters is, like when Garen comes in, and Garen wouldn't even have to come in immediately. Like we could take some time, and like I could just sit back. I'd be down with that.
All
But
right,
when
well,
Garen comes in and he's
we can
yeah,
talk about. I don't want to spend too
let's
long because
yeah,
they're waiting on us.
yeah. Let's
So
talk about another time. Let's
right.
I guess try to
hopefully it
hold
won't
off on
happen
it.
tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
It was
All
from
right. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Long
my bad,
time
guys.
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. No, like my booth at Ren Fair, the other people who work there and me, sometimes we do group themes, and our fair used to have a weekend theme called Barbarian Invasion. They've actually changed it. The last 2 years, it's become like a Viking weekend, so we don't do this anymore. But when it was Barbarian Invasion, we used to do like Masters of the Universe, He-Man, She-Ra, like characters. I used to be the Sorceress of Grayskull.
So
Anyway.
All that stuff is really is basically just a kid's version of Conan. Because I mean,
Yeah.
interesting enough, people don't
Well, here's the thing.
realize.
I had never watched it as a kid, and when my colleagues chose the theme, because we do other group themes throughout the season, when they chose the theme, I had to go and like look up characters and just like browse through like images till I found one. I'm like, okay, I can make those wings. I mean, I broke 17 sewing machine needles sewing those feathers, but I've got wings.
I was more of
Little
a
quick.
Thundercats person myself, although I did watch a lot of
Thundercats.
He-Man.
Even Thundercats, that traces lineage back to Conan. Because if you draw a line back, it's actually really interesting. Most of modern fantasy traces its inspiration all the way back to one of two things. One of them is Lord of the Rings, and one of them is Conan.
I mean, there was a whole fucking lot of human
Yes,
stories that
anything they could
existed
do to
before
sell
that,
toys.
but I understand what you're saying.
Because Conan came out a long time ago. People don't understand how long.
What about
People kinda-
Transformers?
You say long time ago, but you're talking about modern history. You're not talking about history. Like stories have
No,
been
but I mean,
happening for yeah.
that's what I
Conan
mean. Like
had
more.
he had
That's
his inspirations, you know.
Oh yeah, but I mean like my modern fantasy trait because it
Alright.
kind of
Gotcha.
because that's when it kind of split because
You should
I think Robert.
probably get back to it.
Yeah.
I assume Eli doesn't want to hear us talk about Conan and Ninja Turtles next.
Well, we
Hey,
started
you
out
know
talking about Eli's buff
down.
log.
What did you say?
Yeah.
I'm down.
I'm down.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
a
talking about Robert
You guys
Howard.
talk
Nobody
about-
talks about Robert Howard enough.
I'm a child of
He-
the '80s. I
I
grew
guess
up.
we
on
should have
all
kept
that
talking about
stuff.
your story, Malin.
You know, he- you know,
Exennial
the
here.
The creator Conan doesn't get nearly enough credit for how much he helps the fantasy genre.
Well, I feel the
Just
same
saying.
about Robert Jordan and Wheel of Time. Like, I feel like there's a lot of fantasy genres. Like, obviously, Tolkien was an inspiration for Robert Jordan in some ways, and lots of other fantasies that came
I
before.
mean,
But like, I
Tolkien
feel like
was like the granddaddy of modern
right,
fantasy,
yeah, yeah.
basically.
But there's so many tropes that
Before
are in
Tolkien, an
tons.
elf was like a little creature in the forest.
Right,
Or
right.
like
But there are
bows
so
and
many like fantasy like genres or series or books or what have you that came after Wheel of Time that like directly like emulate things from Wheel of Time. And like I haven't really encountered that many of Wheel of Time fans in my D&D experiences. They don't like realize how yeah, anyway, sorry, go ahead. Let's go.
Alright, are we drawing a portrait? If we're gonna nerd out, we have to nerd out in world.
In world.
We haven't
All right.
painting,
Well,
commissioned a
Eli is
painting.
now our official artist because he knows how to use
Oh,
an
is
AI that
Eli?
actually his AI apparently
Oh, the
actually
AI. I thought I
gives
was gonna do like a
no,
illusion
it's
or something.
apparently his AI gives him exactly what he asks for, whereas I put the same prompts in my AI and I get like a weird mash of ridiculousness.
That's just the new Chat GPT. They actually have a pretty good.
It's 100% that.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
And my face is human.
they have a. You're
Yeah, it's
Iron
gonna be
Man.
hard for
Yeah.
AI to pick up on
Well, and
that.
honestly, Malin, that's why you ended up being a wolf in my photos. It was more symbolic because was not I didn't like the Warforged results I was getting. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and how do you explain a Warforged werewolf half human?
Yeah, you can't.
It's true. It's hard for AI to grasp the nuance of that. All right.
Oh, AI can't even draw hands most of the time.
So
5 fingers.
there was a couple of different things.
Well,
There
Uslog
was.
wanted to talk with Glenn because she heard that conversation.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I was there.
That's
I mean,
right.
she would have reacted to that in some way,
So,
shape, or form, but I
what
can't
is
really remember what she was gonna say.
Yeah, I think Uslog looked over at Glenn and said something, but he had stepped away.
So
I think
Uh,
the spies
Alan Avatar
Wasn't fast enough.
the spies confirmed that they are fairly certain that Malin is the avatar that the cultists are worshiping. Does that help?
Yeah, yeah. No, I can't remember what her reaction was, but
Well, she'd be like, well, Mal was the one who probably was Mal the one who burnt the temple down.
no, I mean, okay, yeah. So
You
I
didn't
remember
know
what I was gonna
100%
say.
They didn't
She
say
was
that.
she.
They just said
Right.
that you were probably the avatar that their little cult was following.
Yeah, he kind of looks over at Usopp and is like,
I had my suspicions.
I figured you probably knew. I know. I know you're not stupid.
Yeah. I figured there was a reason you didn't want to talk about it, but
Yeah.
what do we do?
I'd like to keep this between you and me right now, although it's not like it's super hard to figure out, so it's not like I can't keep any of the other party members from like making the mental connections. But
Pretty sure Strea and Eli are pretty certain it was him as well, but
he was the one who killed the acolyte.
Just one? Oh, sorry, I'm not there.
However many acolytes were in the temple at the time and helped them burn it down. I went and confronted him about it, and as usual, he didn't seem to have much remorse for what he did. Because Surtur, the great Surtur, asked him to do it, and wanted to give him something in exchange. And so he murdered a few innocent acolytes in cold blood, and then burned down their temple. Going down a bad path, Uslog, and my intuition tells me that we're gonna have to cross blades, and I'm hoping there's something we can do before then. I tried to, when my spies came across the cultists, I let the guard know, and they seized one of their bases and seized a whole bunch of the cultists. But it seems like it wasn't enough to stop them.
Yeah, I think I've known for a while that we are going to need to stop him from this path. I was hoping that we could, persuade him just by nature of us being friends, but that doesn't seem to be working. And this is bad.
Can't let him. Can't turn a blind eye and let him do it again.
And I'm worried about what this is going to. This is going to make things hard for what we're trying to accomplish here, and I just don't. I don't want anything to go wrong when we're trying to get your kids back. So.
He somehow seems to think that by doing what he's doing, he's helping me get my kids back.
Such a Malin thing to say.
Yeah. Surtur's definitely in his ear.
Do you think Surtur's having... Do you think this is all Malin just wanting power, or do you think Surtur has some sway over him? That's something that could be broken.
I don't think Surtur honestly has any sway over him as far as like magical charms or control goes, just the simple greed that lies in every man's heart.
Lust for power, and it's very strong with that one. And we've known that from the beginning. I guess I was kind of naive. But... This is gonna get really complicated. But, yeah, I will keep it. I will keep it between us as long as you think that is the right thing to do.
Glenn
for now.
and Usla, give me insight checks.
Okay. Come on. Actually, I might spend a inspiration to get +2 to this. Yep, I'm doing it. Okay, 16.
Can I flash a genius step? No.
Just from across the house.
10 inspiration's the max, right?
Inspiration points, yeah, you can have up to 10 of them.
Okay, I've got 10, so I might as well use one here.
There
Right?
You'll use one to go +2.
Well, Glenn doesn't usually need them because all the stuff he does, he's like over specialized.
All of his persuasion. Yeah.
I guess he could use them in battle. It's just not many people do that.
Oh.
So, you both, I'll say you both make it. So you both would think that if you did want to have another ally in this, Eli might be extremely invested in trying to, stand against Surtur. Like you don't think he'd have any reason to be, to turn against you or, be hesitant to stop Malin. Just as a
I mean, he did start out like,
like that was originally that's literally why he first joined. He was fighting against
he's always been
giants.
suspicious of Malin.
And you've definitely noticed a few sideways glances as Malin chose his path. So
out of character, I've kind of been interested in this option in my back pocket, but how would you guys think about? Because I told Malin in character, I told Malin out of character, I was like, I'm gonna save you. I will save you, whether you want to be saved or not. What if I could get in a position to modify memory on Malin? And put a memory in his mind that
Dun, dun, dun.
the Surtur tried to kill him.
Ooh.
Well, I would probably ask Surtur why. Surtur would say, they're lying to you, and I mean, I guess I would stave off, I guess, me listening to him. Actually, that's not an idea. I'd be like, I don't know, I'm confused. I'm not going to listen to both of you, and then when my thing kicks in, it would shatter your modified memory, and I would probably be more anti-Splitlander group.
Your thing kicks in?
Yeah.
What thing?
Well, spoiler alert.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Don't.
no.
Please don't.
Yeah.
His
I want some
plan.
surprises at least.
His backstory plan.
So, I actually like the idea. I'm down.
I think it's a
I feel
very
like that's
Glenn thing to
something,
try.
honestly,
So
yeah, like Glenn has done modified memory enough times now that I feel like if he really thinks we're losing Malin, I feel like that might be something he would try, but I don't know if it would be successful. Yeah.
I'm probably failing that. So, yes, I think successful.
Or we
It'd
just
be-
plane shift Malin to the plane of fire.
His backstory.
I mean,
Uh,
that seems to be what he's into now, so.
Yeah, I mean, if Malin is okay with that PvP aspect, that would be an interesting, wrench to throw into the story of
Yeah, I'm
what's
alright with
going on.
Yeah, but like in character versus out of character,
Although I
like
wish Malin hadn't mentioned what would have happened, because it would have been way cooler if that would have been a surprise. Malin.
Well, yes, but I
yeah,
kind of
he
had to.
spoiled for me. I hadn't read the stuff
Spoilers.
in the chat either. I didn't know what his plans were for Diddy, and then he like spoiled it last week.
It
Or the week
seems like
before.
it would be up to Malin. So yeah,
I hate
if Malin's okay with it, that's fine.
Yes, we're okay. As long as he actually succeeds, because if Malin finds out about it, he's not going to be happy.
Well, it would be up
Yeah.
to you. Like, if you wanted to, you could say that is a character arc for, like, bringing Malin back from the edge. But I have a feeling you kind of, you have your story planned and you want to go that route, right?
I think it's going to help that route story. So that is, I agree.
Yeah. So it sounds like he's okay with it, Glenn, if you want to
Yes.
go that route.
Okay.
And it would
He,
make sense, too.
he speaks to
I'll look for the
Lucian.
perfect moment. Yeah.
Yeah, he says, I think I haven't wanted to do this. I haven't wanted to resort to it because I don't like, it's an awful thing to use on friends, but because he's my friend, I feel like, I'd hate myself more if I didn't try. I think we need to modify his memory.
yeah, if we can make that work, even something that could get us, like, help us remove that symbol from him, separate him from Surtur. Perhaps modifying his memory would help in that. Because if we leave that on him, he's gonna just.
That's the
Surtur's
question.
gonna
What
just keep
is the
talking to him.
symbol on? Is it on his armor?
This is like breastplate, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fused it into
and
it.
he,
Yeah.
and he said he literally like put it on his chest and said he was doing it for Arapel because this happened minutes after Arapel's death, and Arapel was like rolling over in his grave like, I will die again to stop you from doing this. Anyway.
All right. So anything else, or was that the scene with you two?
Yeah, I mean, I think that probably would have been the direction it went after
I was just gonna
all of
say
that, after the
that,
interruption.
Yeah, that we need to get everybody else on board. That we should talk to Eli and Estrella one-on-one.
Yeah.
I would say, how about you?
I agree.
You talk to Estrella, I'll talk to Eli.
And you did hear that they are teleporting to Dazoric tonight.
Oh, I've got to catch Estrella before she goes. Yeah.
Back to your old stomping ground, Glenn. I don't know if you were here for that.
What?
That Estrella and Boulder Bottom are going to Dazoric to kind of check in with people there because he's been gone a while.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so-
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you come find us in the afternoon, then.
All right, so
Yeah,
yeah,
Slug would be like, I gotta go, but she would like, give Glenn's hand a little squeeze and
I'll do.
then run off.
All right. I'll do Glenn and who was it? Eli first, I guess.
Eli.
You go find Eli, wherever he's. Or now that.
All right. So you would find Eli in his room as usual. He's maybe going through some of his spellbook pages and sorting some of his scrolls out.
Eli,
Yes, sir.
I have something to talk to you about. You're not a fan of fire giants, right?
I think I've made that pretty clear.
Odds and yeah. And so that means you're probably not a fan of Surtur, their god, right?
Of course not.
Alright. That's cool. How would you like to disrupt Surtur's plans?
How would you think about going about that?
Well, Malin has done some dumb shit, and he's going to. Apparently, he might be doing some dumb shit again, and this time he needs to be stopped.
Is he
And so
attacking another temple?
he rolls his eyes. Yes, yes, he is. And so this time, knowing he's doing it, I can't stand by and watch him do it. So I try and stop him with words. Don't. With how our previous conversations has gone, I don't think it's going to work. When it doesn't, I want everyone to be there, timely and willing, as I go to try and magically change his mind. I'm going to have him going to edit his memories to that so that Surtur had betrayed him and tried to lead him into an ambush to get him killed. I'm hoping that will do well to make him break Surtur's hold.
And what's your plan if it doesn't work?
I mean, how would it not work? I mean, if it doesn't, then kill him, I guess.
I mean, you don't want to kill Malin, but I don't know how to exercise Surtur from him. If you think Malin's will is strong enough to push him out, even though but weak enough to fall for your spell, it'd be worth a try.
Exactly. So, would you be with us when the time comes?
Of course, anything to get rid of him.
Okay. He nods. Perfect. Thank you. I'm glad to have you and your magics on our side if things come to the worst.
When are you planning on doing that?
Probably the next day or two. That is when we've heard he's going to do on the temple. I'll give you further instructions when we know more. It will
Alright.
probably be pretty soon.
Very well.
All right.
We have
Excellent.
So, and I think Uslag, you were talking to Estrella, right?
Yeah, she would go run and catch Estrella before she.
All right.
Before
So
she
you
left.
probably find Estrella getting her things ready to teleport in the evening.
You were right.
You've confirmed
Yeah.
it. It's,
Mhm.
it's. I suspected, but I wanted to not believe.
And
Come on.
it's happening again. But Glenn has a plan. If
What kind of plan?
if you're in, well, modifying Malin's memory, which is very on brand, to make him believe that Surtur is setting up a trap for him. Something along those lines. She would definitely give a more clear detail, basically what Glenn said
Well, I
before.
approve, but I think we should add a secondary layer to this. I think that while Glenn is modifying memory, I think we should try to see if we can't detach that emblem from his breastplate.
That's the thought I had as well. I know a little bit about smithing, but I'm not sure if I can do that quickly.
Yeah. It's
I think
possible we may
Malin.
not be able to. I don't know what resistances it might have, but we should try.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Let
think
us
it's worth a
have
try.
let us
It
have
might.
let us have multiple things available to try in quick succession.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, could always knock him out. Give us more time. Knock him out. If
Sure.
yeah. If we have to. I don't want to. I don't want to kill
What-
Malin. I
So
I don't
as
even
you
like
are
the idea of hurting
talking
him,
to
but
Estrella, there is a knock at the door. Hello?
I quiet immediately.
yeah.
But then
Estrella.
I go answer the door. Yeah.
You would find Boulder Bottom there.
Come in.
He has a backpack with him, and you notice it looks like he got a haircut. It's interesting. He walks in and sits down and says, "Oh, hey, you slog."
Oh yeah.
Boulder Bottom.
I think
What's going
I
on?
think it's fine to continue our conversation. Yeah.
I was just heading out. I was just, checking in with Estrella. So I hope you guys have fun there. If you hear of any good places for my my tribe to go while you're out there, I don't know. Keep that in mind.
And
Uh,
Glenn has like message or something, right?
I think
Sending.
so. Sending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's used it before.
All right, so he can contact me if he needs to, like when we're gone. But like overall, like I mean, it was like I think we should. Yeah, I think we should continue this. But
When did Glenn say that this thing was going down with
oh yeah,
with
when's the
Malin?
next attack planned?
I don't think he did.
Oh fudge! It might
Oh,
be tonight.
because Eli just asked him the same thing. So yeah, I
It
guess
might be
I
tonight.
missed it.
Oh, well, I don't think he said anything to Uslag yet. He had just been talking to Eli. Unless I missed it.
But yeah, I think we were gonna tell them both the same thing, so we would have agreed on like what to tell them.
All right.
So
then what
like
did
when
Glenn-
it's happening is probably a very important detail
Sure. So what would
that
Glenn
we
have
would have
said?
just agreed on.
Basically, it was going to be looking out the specific plans of like, oh, okay, he's gonna come in himself, and then that. Well, basically, we're gonna try and confront Malin to get him to talk him down, and that when that fails, Malin would try to, or he would basically try and sing a song to convince Malin that it's wrong, and during that song, he would go into it's the modify memory.
All right.
Pat him on the shoulder.
Did you say when you were doing it? Like what time frame?
Yeah, like does Astrea have time to go to Desari?
Yeah, are we still in Tyvanas?
Right now you are.
Yeah, yeah. I would assume that.
Okay, so before we've gone. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Wait, are you in the room alone with Malin, or are you doing this when we're all around?
Usog would probably be like, I'm not sure exactly how it'll work out.
Yeah, because if you do
in the
this one when
moment.
no one's around, then if it fails, then yeah, we're in
I
trouble.
think the plan is that we're going to confront Malin about this.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah, I
come
agree. I
on.
don't think it would be
Should
a
we
good idea
stay
for Glenn to be
tonight?
by himself with him.
Should we stay tonight? I look apologetically at Boulder Bottom.
I wanted to go to those springs so bad.
I know it sounds lovely, but let's just hang on. We still might
Wait,
go.
what
Let
are
me
we
just-
doing?
Well, we might receive some word about stuff, important things, to do with the whole.
That's what I originally said. You told me it would be fine. He looks over at Estrella.
Yeah, but
crosses
it's,
his
Well, I
arms.
know, but that was like related to what other people were doing.
Wait,
Now we're
what
like,
happened?
we're
You
related
guys
to,
no.
like,
you two aren't telling me something. Now he narrows
Well,
his eyes.
it's more internal now. There's
Yeah,
What does that mean? I don't know what
it's not good to
internal
say.
means, he says.
us, this group, internal.
I have no idea what you're saying, old lady.
I'm sorry. I'm just
There's
an
just a
old bat.
chance that we might have
Listen to
to
me, I'm an
delay it a
old bat.
little bit, but we can
Says,
check in
Fine, I
and
guess.
just see if we have time. But
I guess we'll have to wait. He just takes his pack, annoyed, and just walks out.
Oh, come, wait. We might go at any time. You don't have to leave. Poor Bolt. I'm like, yeah, I'll take you to your home. And then he's like, oh, I don't get to go.
He says, "You just come get me if we're going. Otherwise, I'm going to be in my
Right,
room."
I'll come to
And he
you.
just storms
I'll come
off.
to you.
I was like, sorry, I wasn't sure if we should tell him this is a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't want to get him
it's
involved.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
All right, so Malin, you would hear a knock at your door.
Yes.
Is it Boulder Bottom?
Is this Malin's room? A woman's voice says.
Yeah. Who is this?
He says, "My name is Grace. I wanted to come and speak with you. I heard this is where you were staying."
Yes. What? How can come in? How can I help you?
So, a young woman, probably in her early 20s, blonde hair, very pretty, walks in. She says, "Oh, well, I had heard a little bit about you and your friends, and I was just hoping I could speak to you a bit." She says, "I'm one of the wizards here at the guild, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk to you. You all are very famous."
Oh, yeah, sure. What's up?
She says, "I'm sorry, are you busy? Should I maybe come back later?"
No, I just, yeah, just, a little surprised. Usually I'm not the one getting visitors. Yeah, how can I help you?
So she starts like basically asking you some questions about yourself. Give me an insight check. So you kind of have the feeling like she's flirting with you a little bit. She seems very interested in you, kind of personally. But
Look.
yeah,
Look. What's her name again?
Grace.
Look, Grace. Lovely, and I appreciate this, but I am seeing someone right now, just to make sure.
Oh,
You're a fine young lass, and I'm sure you have many bright things ahead of you. But I was just a little surprised young lady coming in at night to my room like this. I
She says, "Well,
wanted to make sure.
I mean, I was, I mean, I'll admit I was hoping to get to know you a little bit better. I mean, are you sure you don't want to talk to me a bit?"
Have a drink.
She says,
I
"I do have
am-
alcohol," and she pulls out a bottle of wine and smiles.
Look, I look down and I see
She'll
Diddy's
very
like-
slowly walk over to the door and close it, giving you a bit of a sultry smile. "Come on."
no, I give her a look and say, I look at Diddy's locket and say, I'm sorry. That is not. Appreciate the offer, but that is not where I'm going to be headed.
She says, "Last chance. I have magic."
I
She gives
give
you
her
big
a look,
smile.
and I just stare at her, just like no, like a no type of stare.
How disappointing. She says, "But the correct answer," as she suddenly turns into Diddy. She walks over and sits next to
Wow.
you, smiling. She says, "Look,
what?
I wanted to talk to you. I was just having some fun there. I was actually kind of hoping
don't-
you'd say yes, but okay, whatever. I had some.
what?
Jesus, it's fine. I have some information for you. Well, it's
Are you sure you're okay? I give her
She
a hug.
says-
I'm like,
yes,
you
it's
okay?
fine. I'm. It's not like I'm a slave or a prisoner in the house. I can leave sometimes. She says, and
Still
I've
three
been
in this-
careful. I've made sure I was in my other forms when I was moving.
okay.
So anyway, I have some information on Glenn's children. I
Okay.
wanted to come directly to you because I was a little bit concerned about giving it to his network. She says, "I think that
course,
Patience is raising his kids as her own." She's kind of messed up. I'm kind of worried about how he might respond to that.
Really? Why?
She shrugs. She says, "I don't know. I'm not sure why she's doing it, but it's kind of weird and a little bit, yeah, maybe a little messed up. I finally was able to get up enough trust to go into kind of the inner areas of their manor, and I saw basically them having dinner with her, and she was kind of almost treating them like they were her own kids."
How they seem, how they react.
She says they seemed happy. I mean, they were, they were healthy. They were. Seems like they were being tutored. I don't know. I didn't see them for long, but I was there for a bit, and they seemed happy.
That thought crossed my mind, but I would think we didn't really think about that. What would happen if that was the case?
Do you think she lied to them about what happened to their dad?
Without a doubt. That lady, I get such bad vibes. Just even from what I've heard and what talking about her. She seems so calm, but it's like she could snap and do something absolutely diabolical any moment.
You talking about Patience?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if well, she says, "I don't know. She does seem. She seems very cold and calculating. But yeah, I'm not
Cold
sure
and
if I should give this
flavor.
information to Glenn. I'm not sure how he'd react. I mean, obviously we
I'll-
should give it to him, but
No, I will. No, I would never keep anything from Glenn. I've
Well,
always
yeah.
been forthright with him. I'll talk to him. I appreciate you, but telling me this, but it's not. We can't even just go in and grab them. They would be almost. They would view it as kidnapping almost.
She nods and says, "Yeah. Well, are you sure you're okay breaking the news to him? I mean, I guess I could just give the info to his spy network, and he'll get it that way."
No, we and Glenn are. We're tight, Glenn, I think we have an understanding with each other. I mean, we've we've had a conversation a couple of days, but I think we're in a good place, and I'll talk to him.
She nods. She says, "All right. Well, as long as I'm here, I do still have that wine. Did you
I
like
go and,
Grace?" And she gives you a wink.
I go and shut the blinds.
All right. So, yeah, I guess that night, are you
Yeah, I'm
going
gonna
to
go
talk
to,
to Glenn?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll say it's like getting towards late evening. Glenn, you would hear a knock at your door.
Well,
He's
it's me
fallen
again.
asleep.
God damn it.
It's a little too late. He's already gone to bed. You might have to tell him tomorrow. Would you want to tell someone else, maybe?
Oh, wait, okay. I'll tell Uslog first. Yeah. All right, I'll tell Uslog.
All right, that's interesting. So at Uslog, it's kind of late in the evening when you would get a knock on your door.
Uslog. Hey, it's me.
Alan. Okay. Hi.
Hey,
Come in.
Yeah, I had something I wanted to tell Glenn, but he fell asleep. But I felt like maybe I would talk to you about it. And you could maybe you could give your take on this because you're obviously quite close with him. Yeah. Listen. Diddy just actually stopped by, and
Well, that's good. How is she? She's safe?
oh, good. So she's good. She's.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I was really glad to see her and everything.
That's good. She's not like. Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Listen. She made some headway trying to find Glenn's kids, and she saw them having a very cheery dinner with patients.
It seemed okay, healthy.
Yeah, very normal and fine. She's under the impression Patience is raising them as her own.
I mean, I think it's sort of what I expected. I mean, they're manipulative and
Yeah.
whatever, but they're not going to just neglect the children under their care. I feel like.
Right, but you could have them
That's
as
messed
servants
up.
or something. They were having dinner
They were like
with
her
her.
own.
Like,
It's interesting that no one knew about them though.
I mean, yeah, that is actually a very interesting point. Why would you think she got new children? But yeah, this isn't a just simple smash and get them out operation. They might not want to leave.
That is going to be really hard.
Yeah,
I mean, they belong with their father, but
obviously they do. But this is, that's gonna be. I mean,
Oh.
at minimum, she's lied to them and told them to Glenn died or abandoned them, or she just God forbid she just gets them to hate him. That would be that'd be tough.
he worked for them for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's.
I mean, part of me is glad that they are not mistreated, obviously, and they're healthy. But I don't know what she's done to their
It
memories
sucks.
of
Yeah, I mean,
of Glenn. But
he's put.
he said before he's okay modifying their memory.
That's
Putting that out
see,
there. I don't know.
I mean, it's a shame after being doing so much for them, trying his best.
Modifying his kid's memory? Oh,
No.
jeez.
I think it was just a joke.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think yeah.
That was out of
After
character.
trying so hard for them, just to have them backstab him like that, it's tough. And his kids, can you imagine your own family backstabbing you after everything? That's I don't know.
Well, I think it's up to Glenn how he wants to handle this, but
Yeah, I guess I was just thinking how to approach it. Stuff. It's
I
funny,
think
we were talking the other day about retirement.
yeah.
That was,
I don't think any of us have a quiet, happy future ahead of us, sadly. But
do we? I mean, look. I was talking to him. I told him. I don't know if he told you, but I going in night weather. Believe me, it sounds cool and all, but going there, leaving everyone, not come back. Like how? I mean, I don't know if I'd want to do that. That's
you wouldn't want to leave Diddy.
Exactly. I don't.
It's.
You guys are lucky. You guys, at least both of you, Sadia, but Diddy, she's not. I can't. I don't want to do that.
I mean, that's understandable. I just think sometimes we have to sacrifice our own personal wants and needs for this, but I'm not in the same place as you and Glenn. I do have family. I do have people that I would miss.
Well, when Slag says that statement, I look at her and I huh. That is a fair point.
Yeah, I mean, we're all leaving behind something, but your children is a pretty big thing to leave behind. I hope we can find a way to bring people.
Yeah, but listen, sacrifice personal desires. That's.
You don't think you'll come to night weather?
I don't know.
I mean,
I really don't know.
I know things have we haven't always been on the same page, especially recently, but we do need you, Malin. I mean, we wouldn't have gotten where we are without you. And this was before you joined up with Surtur and gained powers from him. You've always been a very strong part of this team.
I chuckle. Nah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I mean, I don't know if this Satyan thing, I know it's our destiny, but I guess we still have our free will. So.
Yeah, I just sit there for quiet for like a minute or so. I'm like, something I gotta think about, That's something I gotta think about.
Right,
we got plenty of time. We gotta go beat the Shadow Lords. I chuckle and I get up and leave. But we'll tell Glenn.
Alright. Uslag maybe looking a little bit concerned as you leave.
Yeah.
What about... go ahead. Are you saying something?
That was it.
Oh, okay. What about Estrella and again Eli? Anything the two of you wanted to do this evening? As all this is happening.
Not particularly.
Alright, just kind of passing time. Did Glenn come back?
No, he snoozed off. This guy's done.
He sounded like he was really tired.
He was fading.
Yeah. Did we lose Estrella too?
She's just muted.
Oh, okay. Well, the evening is passing. I don't think anything else is going to happen that night. Yeah, Diddy goes back to the house. Actually, here, let me roll for this. Remind me, are any of you religious?
Nope.
I
I
mean,
think
well,
so.
I don't think
None
you
of
would
you
call
have, like,
Uslag
cleric
religious,
levels
despite
or
her.
Oh, I guess
Yeah.
Uslag, maybe you'd be the closest that I might be thinking of. Eli, remind me what your specialty is. You're a blade dancer, that's right. Alright, so Uslag, you have a strange dream that night. You're kind of walking through a field, darkness all around you. It feels like you're back in the Shadowfell.
Ugh.
A
Okay.
raven flies over you and kind of lands on your shoulder, cawing at something in the distance. As you look, there's like kind of a fogginess, but there are two very large figures who you can't fully make out standing up ahead, just kind of looking across the field at you. Something about them is very familiar, but almost in that dreamlike way where you can't actually, tell who they are. You would see them kind of turn towards each other, and one of them will basically punch at the other with a metal gauntlet as the other brings down what looks like a bladed arm on him. And you would awaken a little while later. It seemed like whoever they were fighting each other. You're not sure exactly what that meant, but
Gauntlet and a bladed hand. She's got a couple ideas, but
you have a bad feeling that something might be looming in the immediate future. You just get that feeling of unease.
it's a feeling she's all too familiar with.
Yeah. Maybe you'll have something to do with it. But I think if we're down Glenn and Estrella, we might want to call it here.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good place to end that because she's definitely going to have to think about that for a little bit.
Good cliffhanger.
Yeah,
Talk
let's
to
say
someone,
it
yeah.
is the 16th of summer as the resolution for all this looms near. I was hoping to get to it tonight.
If you're saying something straight, we can't hear you.
Yeah, you've been muted.
Oh, have I been?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sorry.
it seems like things might be coming to a head soon. Let's do MVP votes.
Oh my goodness.
Again, sorry. Oh yeah, I guess we could do the thing. So like, let me know while I'm taking notes. Let me know what you guys liked or disliked about the session. If you have any things you want to call out as, particularly noteworthy, things you enjoy, things you don't enjoy. Is it super boring because you haven't fought anything in like 6 days or whatever, 5 days?
That's a.
Did we get
button on
another
us.
day? I forget. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to be taking notes, and also, yeah, give me your MVP vote.
I
It's
thought
a hard.
the session was better. Much
Huh?
better. I think I like the session. I think last session we stalled out.
Yeah.
I think we made
No, I
headway.
think we've been doing a lot of RP in all the sessions. I think it was. I don't know. I don't know that it was that different.
Yeah, this
so
this session was particularly good as far as yeah, I mean a lot of conversations, but not a lot of like I don't know how to describe it. Like there was one session that was just a lot of talking with NPCs and like going over a lot of information and stuff. So those can be sometimes a little bit hard, but important. It's all important. So I don't really mind like sessions without combat, but
Same.
I agree.
All right. I think I need one of your votes.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm not getting Glenn's vote, so
Are you sure about that?
Oh my
jeez.
Oh,
god.
Jesus.
Welcome back, Sleepy.
Woke back up
Yeah.
just to...
Good morning.
Good morning,
I
sunshine.
God damn it, dude.
It's so funny, dude. I sat down. I was so fucking ready for the session, and just bam.
Gonna
I'm
give
gonna
me
order-
a
I-
complex. You keep falling asleep during my sessions.
Sorry.
I will order
Not
coffee
bad.
for you. Just give me your.
Yeah,
I was
give me
gonna
your
say, I was
address.
like, next
I'll
time.
I'll send you some coffee.
I'll get some. I'll get an energy drink for next session.
I drink I drink an energy drink before every game I play. Usually either that or some Coke Zero. But it looks like there is a 4-way tie. So everyone, give me a D20 roll. Even
Someone voted for
oh
me.
wait,
What?
wait. Oh, Glenn with the late vote. All right.
Oh, that's right.
So with the late vote, Uslog is MVP
Nice.
with 2 votes. Congrats.
Four-way
I have
tie
no
means
idea
everyone
who
voted for
voted
each
for
other.
you.
A four-way tie means everyone voted for each
One,
other.
2, 3. But there's 5 of us, so.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Glenn broke the tie.
Yeah,
Oh,
but like,
right. Oh, there
Yeah.
were 4, and then there was Glenn. Okay,
Mm,
got it.
Although technically we could have had a 5-way tie if we just went in like a circular loop.
All right, but yeah, I was saying,
goodness.
Glenn, if you want to say anything you enjoyed about the session or disliked about the session, let me know while I'm taking notes if you guys want to talk about that. Or you can just take off, it's up to you. But I'm just going to be taking notes here.
Yeah, I liked getting to meet the Hearts finally. Build up to be the strongest and most secretive house. So
Yeah,
that
I
was
think that
fine.
went
That's
You
nice.
missed
really
all
well.
the stuff about your kids.
yeah.
Yeah, I had to
Got
go
some
talk to
information
the
to share with you, yeah.
We got some developments.
Yeah, I mean, I was, I was just gonna wait patiently till somebody journaled, but if anybody wants to fill me in too, that'd be nice.
Well, I think Malin wanted to have a conversation with you because Diddy brought him some information in secret.
I did, I was there for that.
Oh, did you hear about what happened to them?
No.
Oh, all right.
I don't know what happened to.
Well, you can
You just
tell
heard
you
me
next
getting
time.
busy. You just heard me getting busy with the... Okay, that's a little...
For now, we're just talking about what people liked about the session. And I'm taking notes. I have to remember where the session started. Oh yeah.
As a side thing, I
painting.
did agree to the getting the mind modify memories, and like I mean if our character like I could just auto fail that whatever, I'm down. I don't agree on getting like physically having the certain thing removed though. That is essential for the story.
Okay. I'm sure it'll fail anyway. There's probably some magical connection that we can get through.
Want to save you though?
No, we want to
You
try.
can't save me, but like I need my 10 points to be used for my story, and then you can go and do it. Knock yourself out afterwards. Like I just need my little fulcrum point to happen. After that, go for it. Heck, I'll bring in the character to who I'll be just as eager, if not more eager than you, to go save Malin. But I need my thing to happen first.
That's fair.
So, like, I'm down. Like I said, for modifying memory, I'm down if, like, for it to like succeed, like auto succeed or whatever.
Well, I figure
I might throw a fun
at
wrench
some
in
point-
the concoction.
Well, I don't know how quickly this is gonna happen because, like, I figure at some point I'm gonna have to fight Glenn.
Yes, but like when my fulcrum happens and I turn into like Malin goes NPC mode, go for it. Like obviously, like I said, obviously I don't want to turn into like PvP.
Well, I guess I just didn't understand. I'm trying to figure out. I guess when should I switch my character?
After you have your
Oh,
coffee.
for sure.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, after 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 I get some energy drinks and stuff, yeah. But I mean, when do I? I'm trying to figure out when am I, at least my story is a good point for me to swap over to 5.5
Oh, upgrade your
Valor.
character. I had no idea what you were
Yeah,
saying. I kind of, it sounded slurred to me. All right.
yeah, Valor.
We can talk about your new build if you have an idea of what you want to do. Since I do offer, a free respec if you want to go to 5.5.
Yeah, that was my point. Is that doing this and training? I was going to swap over to like a swords bard, valor bard, because they got a really powerful. Because I was worried about. I didn't do it right away because I was worried about their defense, but I guess just regular bard at 15. He's a really powerful ability where like they can put on a glamour, and any enemy who fails a charisma check or charisma saving throw just like can't attack them. I'm just too pretty. They just can't bring themselves to harm me.
Sounds like old
So
school
sexy.
vampire. What was that called? Royalty or something. There was some there was some power vampires had where like people looking at you could just like fall to their knees in awe and they just can't do anything. Then you just eat
Damn,
them.
that's awesome.
Yeah, if you there's some of the clan powers are ridiculous if you get them strong enough. I forget
Oh,
what that one is called, like the charm path. Basically like just
random. Random side question: has anybody played Expedition 33 yet?
I have
Nope.
not.
Oh, there's too
Okay,
many things to play.
I know exactly. Like I said, I keep hearing this is like one of the best RPGs in like the last decade that's come out, and I'm like, really?
And this
Word?
this year for gaming is just insane.
Oh yeah. So
And we got fall time, if you know what I mean. Okay.
I just
You guys
play
don't strike
D&D.
me. You guys don't strike me as GTA players.
No.
I mean, I played them. I played all the GTA games.
I'll play you. I'll play GTA. You
They're
know,
pretty
like
fun.
what's fun is watching those videos of like people who do fucking Red Dead Redemption 2 RP, and then the people that come on the servers and fuck with them. They get so pissed off. And I'm like, there are people that take Red Dead Redemption roleplay this fucking seriously? Are you kidding me?
Well, take our D&D roleplay very seriously.
I don't know. All I play these days is NDU Idol. Or NGU Idol. Because I'm a loser.